Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Our 184th. Always good to be here. I see lots of people hanging out in the chat before we get started. That's always nice to see. I've got a fairly full slate of things to talk about tonight. We've got a few guests and no surprises though. Well, maybe a few surprises, but it's always it's been a very busy day here. Lots of stuff going on. We finally finalized stuff with regards to the hotel for OAX in 2025. So that's pretty much a done deal. We've got a few other things that we're working on that I think are going to be fun and exciting that we can't talk about yet. But all good stuff. But we're starting off like we always do with a Where in the World is Bob Layton? Bob, of course, is back in Seoul and having a good time as always, stirring up trouble wherever he can and drawing. He's starting some commissions again, so we might get to see a few of those things. But let's take a look at the video and see what he's been up to this last week.
Hey, Bill and Castro, I hope you're enjoying sunny Florida. I thought I'd show you that we had another snowfall here last night, and it was quite something, to say the least. It's starting to melt off now, but I hope you're enjoying the really warm weather in Florida because it's friggin' cold here. Also, we had a fire drill last night. My window popped open in my living room and set off the fire alarm. It shorted out or whatever, and I had firemen and EMS and all these people running around, and of course they wanted to blame me because I'm the only American living in the building. So it's a bit crazy. Anyway, welcome to beautiful and cold Korea. More tonight from Drink and Draw.
All right, it's another drink and draw, and I'm here with MPO, our president, and Sean here has a very special thing that he does here in Korea. Tell him about it, would you?
Yeah, I am a heritage researcher and a folklorist, and professionally I am a tour guide, and I co-run the Dark Side of Seoul Ghost Walk.
It's pretty cool, guys.
Yeah, and my tour focuses on Korean ghost lore and urban legends. So we travel around parts of the city, Seoul, that are allegedly haunted, and I share a lot of ghost legends and lore that are linked to Korean tradition and things like that.
So, MPO, what is our theme tonight then? With Sean being here?
Sean being here is scary.
Scary. We're doing horror, ghosts, and anything scary, right? Yeah. In honor of Sean's Ghost Walk, and he's brought a bunch of people with him, and so guest star or two, right? We have here tonight.
Yeah.
So on with the show, and we'll have more later.
Good.
All right, great. And we are here with Jean Park.
Hi.
Hi. She's our guest artist tonight who works on the Dark Side of Seoul. I already showed them a copy of the book, or whatever. Thank you for coming tonight.
Yeah,
She also acted as my interpreter. If you go back and look way back when, back in August or whatever, you won't recognize her because she was masked then. I didn't recognize her tonight when she came in.
And I took great offense in that.
I'm just a shitty American, what can I tell you, you know? But anyway, thank you for coming tonight.
No, thank you for having me.
Absolutely great. And like I said, we're going to push some paper for you too, okay?
Thank you.
All right. No, stop. Did you burp? Did you just burp?
I was supposed to burp after you pressed play.
And what are you working? Show me what you're working on. Okay, that looks fantastic.
Claret Beast.
Yeah. So you're actually learning something, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting the Alex Tope. I want to try, but I can't follow him. Kind of follow him.
You're doing great, girl. Keep it up. Show that every week we show them what people are doing, what we're doing here. There's no reason to be upset. Let's keep Sean happy.
But makes you want to have a breakdown.
Oh no! Don't break down. No, the idea is to have fun. You know, more than anything, right? The worst thing in the world is a blank piece of paper, isn't it? And look, we have Alicia. She actually got time off to draw again. We love that.
I'm still salty, but I can't believe you got the research.
So we have a pretty good crowd tonight.
Hey, the Arctic Explorer.
Anuncio, William. Anuncio.
How's it going this evening?
Well, I wish I had taken footage of the fire department, the EMS people. I just thought, wow, I missed a golden opportunity here to show my apartment being raided by the local 119 emergency people. It was pretty crazy, man. What happened was Joey came over and helped me put together some shelving units in my bedroom so I could start hanging my clothes and stuff like that, because I didn't have spaces at a premium in these apartments. And after he left, I'm back there and I'm unpacking the boxes and stuff. And suddenly I hear this whirr sound and I look out and my picture window is opening on its own. Like it's just like magically opening. I guess it is shorted out or something. And then the fire alarms went off in the building, right? And it's like whoop, 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 and all this kind of stuff. So next thing there's a bang on the door, and there's like firemen, and EMS guys or whatever, and it's like they're like tromping through the place or whatever. So I called Nick downstairs, right, my lawyer buddy. I said, "Get up here! I need someone who speaks Korean." Really quick.
I was just going to ask you how did they have to have an interpreter with them?
Oh, they're like, and the manager's here. He's like, smoking in an apartment. I go, what, dude? I wasn't smoking in the apartment. I was just sitting back there unpacking clothes. It just opened on its own. But apparently they have an automatic system because I live in a high rise, right? And where the windows, in the case of a fire, will open automatically. That way they can get you out, or they can fight the idea. Window.
You think opening the windows would just make the fire burn faster? They
gotta get you out. The elevators are shut down, and so they have cherry pickers that can get you out really fast or whatever. They're very efficient here. The trouble is the mechanisms itself are pretty cheesy, and this one I guess got wet and shorted out and opened on its own accord. Not only that, but Arctic air is blasting through my apartment. Okay, I mean it's just like it's below zero. I mean it's like freezing. So it's a conspiracy. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sitting there, and afterwards I'm going, "Holy crap! I should have videoed this for Bill and Casper because this was awesome."
Great.
I had this apartment had 15 guys in full gear, for a window malfunction. Yeah, exciting week.
Can you tell if any of the EMS or the fire department were swearing in Korean while they were up there?
No, but Nick was really good. He interpreted for me and he explained to them that that it was a malfunction. It happened like a week ago. His family was visiting from Louisiana, and same thing happened to them while I was gone, apparently. So, it's a new building. It's got its little quirks. It's its first winter, so it's like. But they were really quick to blame me, and I'm like, "No, dude, no, I was not smoking in the apartment. Okay, it wasn't me anyway." So, and yeah, I was. It caught me in my underoos. That's true. So that was eventful. And then, as I explained to you in the green room, I'm also had to purchase my 4th printer in 5 months because apparently when we moved it up here, down here to this floor, when we moved into the new apartment. Because it had one of those super tank holders on it, apparently we ate inside the machine and destroyed the rollers or whatever. And so I purchased I got Simone to get on the Coupang, which is like their Amazon here, and buy me the my fourth printer in 5 months. So fortunately, I got that thing working today. It's up and running. So
Do they not sell like those 90-day 1 year extended warranty plans? Because it seems like you need one.
God, you think? You think? Fortunately, they're very inexpensive here. So I mean they're under $400. So I mean I'm just considering them disposable. As I get some use out of them, it's just the cost of business. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's been a bit of bad luck in that regard. Also, unfortunately, as far as Helix news, the first 4 people that we sent out offers to all turned them down. And it kills. Yeah, it kills me that you can't pay people millions of dollars just to stand in front of a friggin' camera. I
get it.
Well, this gets back to why I'm not fond of actors in general. But I can't tell you who it was, but one of them used to carry a magic wand. Another one has a specific set of skills. One of them was a soccer coach on a very famous television show, and one of them was a member of the Starship Enterprise. And so all 4 of them basically declined our kind offer to be in the movie. So we sent out offers to a host of other people. Hopefully we'll land one of them. So
maybe they didn't want to work in the cold.
well, it's going to be inside a studio. I mean, most of it takes place in space, dude. We're not shooting on location, okay? It's like, so it's like it's going to be in a studio, regardless of where it is. We don't even know where we're shooting yet. It could be the Czech Republic, it could be in Sweden. Whoever gives the best offer to Marcus is probably where we're going to wind up. So, but anyway, keep your fingers crossed that the next batch of guys, somebody will say yes. It just kills me that you can't pay people to stand in front of a camera. It's like, well, what else do they have to do?
You'll find the right lead, I'm sure. I mean, it's going to
happen.
Yeah,
it's got to be a certain guy. I mean, it can't be anyone sexually threatening. It's very important. So Mads Mikkelsen is right out. Okay. We'll see. I mean, because the 2 female leads have to be unknowns because of their ethnicity. There's not a lot of Indian and Asian actresses that are like A-list kind of people that are the right age and fit for the thing. And I'm trying not to hire fashion models. I hate fashion models in space. You know what I'm talking about?
There were a lot of 80s movies that had fashion models in space.
Oh, but every science fiction movie, every chick on there is hotter than blazes. And have you ever seen like female astronauts? I mean, generally speaking, they are not exactly what you would call Abercrombie and Fitch models, okay? And I wanted regular looking.
I hope none are watching right now.
I don't care. I really don't care. It's like, if I can't give you, if I can't give you millions to be in this movie, then, but that's Marcus's problem. His problem is not mine. It's like, I just got to make sure they say the dialogue right. So what the hell? So yeah, really good drink and draw last night. We had a really super good time. We had a meeting afterwards because we were talking to the Ministry of Culture here. It's actually called COCA. We have a meeting planned on the 10th of March where we're going to discuss them actually sponsoring next year's Soul Comics Week or this year's Soul Comics Week, which means and probably one of the first times where the government actually finances a Comic-Con. So if that all works out well, that was going to be amazing for Joey and the shop and for the culture here in Korea especially. So I'm very excited about that.
Do they want you to write something to kind of help?
Well, they want me to do a master class. That's one of the things they want me to do because they saw some of my other interviews I've done here, like in the one I did on the radio and some of the other newsprint stuff. And I talk about bringing American sensibilities to the Korean artists, because as you know, the trouble with manga is everybody draws like everyone else. It's like that Jim Lee craze that happened in the 90s where everybody was drawing like Jim Lee, right? Because they wanted their work to get accepted. In order to get accepted here, everybody sort of imitates everyone else. So there's really not an individual expression. It's hard to tell, especially, you know, coming from the States and being relatively new to this, to tell one artist from another, because they all draw in the same fashion. And, you know, that's what I'm trying to do with Simone. I'm trying to break her out of there. I bought her, actually, Jason got it for her. We got her an Alex Toth book because, you know, just to get her to simplify her art. I said, here's a guy who mastered simplifying art down to its absolute common denominator, right? Let's face it. I mean, as far as, you know, Alex Toth was an absolute genius in that regard. And so I, thank you, Brian. Yeah, I mean, come on. You know, I mean, they're wonderful, brilliant women, but they are not exactly what you call hotties, right? And it's like, that's my point. I want this to be realistic. I don't want, you know, swimming pools and basketball courts in space. And I want the people to look like real people. You know, it's very, very important for the story that they're not
taking place in the future. Like,
yeah, but it's not the point. It's a commercial. It is a cheaply run commercial space project, and like I said, the people that volunteer for these in the story are the people that get that are washed out of everything else. I mean, it's like, you know, because it's a shit job. You know, that's the whole point. You go to sleep for 2 years, you wake up. You do the survey for 2 weeks, and then you go back to sleep for 2 years, you know? And the people are the most expendable things on there, on the ship, you know? The idea of showing, you know, commercial space years from now as being is the cheapest possible way they can get things done. You know, the ship itself is even a Frankenstein ship made out of pieces of other ships, you know, like put together in space, you know? So, I mean, they're in basically in a jalopy, you know, going to surveying a moon of Jupiter. Okay, it's like so. I wanted these people to be really recognizable as like looking like normal people, and not like, you know, super glamorous hotties or whatever like that. You know, so yeah, I don't want Timothy Chalamet in space. You know, personally, you know, at least in my movie. Okay, so it's neither here nor there. So anyway, yeah, this whole thing with Coca coming up is like the meeting. I'll keep you apprised of that. If that works out, we'll be able to have all sorts of guests, and I would like to have some comic art represented, some American comic art, maybe an exhibit of American comic art. You know, if I can get some donations for that, us to have a display of some really, you know, great stuff. Because what I'm trying to do is influence them to express their individuality more rather than copying everybody. Because here, everybody owns the same dog. You know, they all have that Lhasa Apso or whatever that thing is, that little white dog. Everybody owns the same damn dog. You know, I've gone over this the time. The building I'm right now, the building I'm in, there's like 10 identical buildings like this just in the neighborhood, because rather than develop a new skyscraper and get it approved, which takes a year, they just take the plans that somebody else did and they get it approved in 6 weeks, and they just build the same building. You know, it's very.
I hope they paint them different colors or something, or that could.
Yeah, but it's just a very imitative culture, and what you know, I'm going to try to break that by getting these people to express themselves more individually. I think because American art and European comic art is hugely an expression of individuality. I mean, let's face it. You know, you can tell Adam Kubert from you know. Bernard Chang, you know, or, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's because that individual expression is so distinct that, you know, but that doesn't exist here as much. Everybody tends to copy everybody else's style. So I got my work cut out for me.
You do. But, you're gonna try to change centuries old practices.
But they're very adaptive. They're very adaptive here. And it's like I said, and to them, just like for actors, breaking into the American market is a huge thing for an actor here. And breaking into the American comic market for cartoonists here is a big deal. You know, I mean, they're you know, the bar gets raised for them career wise once they were able to do stuff for like Nikki or for other publishers. It's like it's a big deal here. So that's an incentive to get them to the one incentive, I think, to get them to like express themselves more individually. And like I said, I'm having great success. Well, you saw what Simone did. She's like improving with leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
So
It's been fantastic.
so yeah, Drink and Draw is a good way to introduce these people to that as well. But yeah, we want to do something with with Coca culturally, where I can teach some master classes to aspiring and existing artists or whatever, and try to move them along and express themselves more individually. Because webtoons are huge, as you know here. I've been an exponent of that because I think that's the future of comics in a lot of ways. I know that's totally the antithesis of this show because it's all done on iPads. It's all done on friggin' iPads, so it is kind of the antithesis of what we're doing here at the CAF Live. But at the same time, we want great cartoonists, right? We want those, regardless of where they come in the world. And that's kind of my mission here in Korea while I'm here, anyway, until the Helix starts. So I'm just trying to do my part, brother.
Well, you got your work cut out for you, but we want to know: are we ever going to see Joey again?
Oh yeah. The trouble with Joey is he opened for lunch. He's trying to experiment where he's opening the shop for lunch, so he has to be there at 11:30. Which is about a half hour after we go on, so he has to be there prepping earlier. So he has to be there like an hour beforehand. So he's going to the store at 10:30. We go on at 11 o'clock Korean time here this Friday morning. Obviously, I'm in the future. So so Joey hasn't been able to do the show at least in the last few weeks, but I'll get him back on here soon. Don't worry about that. But right now, it's like he's trying this experiment to see if he can develop a lunch crowd there.
Well, makes sense. If you can always record him doing something.
No, I can do that. Last night he was really busy because, as you saw, we were very, very crowded, and we had a lot of people in and out, and we had the meeting with Maxine as well. So, I wasn't able to get him on camera much. So I will do my best to actually get a Joey segment in there next week, but he's doing fine otherwise.
All right. As are you now. You got to get out and eat. We need some new delicacies.
I know. Well, I've only been back 8 days, dude. Okay. It's like, and I'm setting up a new apartment here. Look, I'm finally ready to work. In fact, I've been working. Look, I sent these concerts, didn't get done. I actually sat down. I did an Iron Man full color page here a few days ago because I hadn't drawn anything since OAX, man. And I said, boy, I really need to get my groove back on, But I guess it's like riding a bike; you never forget. And then I had a 9 by 12 commission from a guy back in the States who wanted a classic Iron Man, the gray armor. He said the one with the antenna. He wanted the little antenna there, So,
did you do a lot of drawing at OAX? I don't remember.
I didn't do any drawing at OAX. I told you I'm off the stripper pole, babe.
Like that. So you really hadn't drawn anything since before you.
No, that's why. It was really important to me to get back here and get set up so I could start drawing. I'm always afraid that one day I'm going to wake up and it goes away. It's like hopefully it never does.
That would be a movie for us.
I still think I really feel like I'm doing the best stuff of my life right now. And all the OAX people who ordered stuff seem to be very happy with what I did because I could take the time to do what I enjoy, and do something that I can be proud of instead of just knocking off con sketches. I'm done with that. I just, it's not anything I'm proud of. I don't feel good about giving somebody something substandard, and I don't really need the money. So it's like, I'm off the stripper pole. I don't want to do that. I'd rather sit down and do something really nice for somebody that's collectible that they can keep and treasure or flip for a lot of money. whatever they want to do. You know? But that's their business, not mine. Mine is getting personal satisfaction out of the art that I'm creating. And so at this late stage of my career, I don't want to do something unless I can do my absolute best.
I understand. Well,
Does
hopefully
that
we've
make
got
sense?
at least 20 more years of you doing this, though. So you got a long time to enjoy your
Knock
retirement.
on wood, brother. Okay. But so anyway, that's the week in review, so listen again, OAX was a blast. It's nice to be back. Like I said, I got to leave here in 90 days. I still have no I don't have a green card yet, so I'm still planning the trip to Tokyo. I was thinking, I heard that Osaka has a con going on in May. I was thinking about maybe checking that out, since I have to leave for a weekend. Because it's a commuter flight from here. It's like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I only have to leave for a day, and I can come back and I'm good for another 90 days. So, I'm going to look into that. See, because I've never been to a Japanese Comic-Con. It could be kind of interesting.
I think you should do it. That would be a one where you can go around and we can have another WTF.
Oh, absolutely. That was with a huge language barrier, but I can get if I can get my friend Takiwata to go with me, because Tak is a character and a half, man.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a blast. So I'll be working on that, because chances are I'm not going to get my green card before I have to leave. So I'm going to go ahead and look into the whole Japanese thing, So I'm definitely going to go to Tokyo, but I may wind up going to Osaka as well for that con. I had Spencer reach out to them and just said, hey, it's not going to cost you anything. I'm already going to be there. Just let me in the damn door so I can embarrass a lot of people and put it on this show.
Well, we would appreciate that. We really would. So
absolutely. And I get some interviews with some famous Japanese artists as well, and embarrass them publicly, like I did all those wonderful American friends of mine.
I don't think we have a big Japanese viewing audience here. So
I have carte blanche to be as rude as possible. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that.
Like
thank
Bob
you,
Layton. Just make sure your build is Tom Layton, and nobody will know who you are.
Fair enough, man. What's on the show tonight?
I've got a couple video clips I got to show. Talk about CAF a little bit, some stuff we've been working on. Just
a new venue, I hear.
What's that?
You're working on a new venue?
Not a new venue. We've worked out. We're going to be at the same place next year, but we got the contract all ironed out today.
Good.
Kensler had a meeting with them, and so it's not like officially signed, but it's a done deal. So that's good.
Am I coming back for next year's?
Man, that's Kazra. I have no say in these things, but you could be.
I want my friggin' suite, okay?
I do think we made sure that we got all of their upgradable rooms as part of the agreement this time.
I didn't care. Like I said, I was just pulling your leg on that.
You had me believing you were like the debutante at the ball or something,
you were
man.
Totally freaking out, man. It's like. But
I was too tired to be totally freaked out, but I was a little surprised.
I should always know better than to tease a promoter, okay? Because you're
not on opening night. Do it at the end of the show.
Head cut off, yeah, absolutely. All right, well, listen, have a great show, Bill. Thanks for having me on as always. And like I said, we'll be more adventures next week, and maybe some culinary thrills as well. But thanks everybody for following, and have a great show.
Thank you, Bob. See you next week.
All right.
All right. Yes. Now that's true. Bob, he was razzing me, but I didn't realize he was razzing me. I thought he's a good actor. So he was giving me a hard time on, was it right? It was during the reception, I think, maybe like around 8:00. So it was still going on. And Bob caught me in the, entryway to the hotel. And I thought he was legitimately giving me crap about something. And I was honestly too tired to take it seriously or not seriously, but yeah, Bob's a great guy, and we had a good laugh about it afterwards. So what else we got going on here? I had Josh Flanders send me some photos and things. Apparently Mannix, he didn't want to leave the U.S. after OAX, so he was going all over the place. As you know, Jiggy and Mannix and a few other people from the crew went to New York, and I mean, gosh, they were all over the place. But Mannix, he even stayed longer, and he ended up in Chicago a few days ago. And so Josh sent me some photographs, and I put together just a little montage for everybody just to see, what Josh and Sherry and Mannix and crew ended up doing while they were bumming around Chicago. So let's see here. It's a quick one, very quick. So hey, Jiggy, nice to see you.
Hey, Bill. That first photo was edited by John Amore, the one with the truck from The Dark Knight with
Yes.
Manic Street. Yeah,
Oh, John did that.
John did that. Of course, John did that.
I didn't know. I got it from
But
Josh.
I haven't seen that Josh artwork from Mannix. That's the first time I'm seeing that. I thought it was hilarious. Hey,
I had
Lambo.
not seen it before either. Yeah, no, it was awesome. But clearly, Jiggy's daughter, Mannix's daughter, was attached to Josh. All those.
Hope we don't have any daughters.
Oh yeah, Jiggy has many daughters. If you didn't know.
No.
About this.
People are gonna believe that. I don't have any kids.
But I think it's Josh's ability to make those balloon animals that endears him to probably many children throughout Chicago.
So during OAX, the daughter of Chris Stevens
Mhm.
was seeing all these balloon animals, and I know the guy who's making the balloon. Where? And then Chris was like, "If you can help me find that man, please. My daughter really wants a balloon animal." So I found Josh at I think it was the Adam Hughes booth, and I brought Chris and his daughter, and voila! Thanks to Josh.
Josh is the man. I mean, we're gonna probably give him his own booth next year, so he can just make balloon hats and everything for all the attendees if he's up for it.
I sent the StreamYard link to Mannix, but now he's in Lake Tahoe. He's now in
Man.
California. Yeah.
He's really having a whole U.S. tour here. Well, that's good. So you guys went to New York for
Yes, because
for a week.
well,
Or something? It seemed like you were there a
we
while.
tried to go to the other con the following week, and we agreed, like, you know what, I don't think we're gonna get in, so let's just go to New York. And thank you very much to Mr. Lambert Shank, the Jersey Lambo, for taking us out in New York. It
I
was a
saw
blast.
several photographs with you guys and Lamb. That's very nice of him. I've heard his hospitality is well known.
But we were able to do a Disney for the day after OAX.
Did you do that with Felix?
We did that with Felix and the crew, so it was pretty fun hanging out with Felix and his friends.
Did you get any photos? At the show. I don't remember seeing anything getting posted after going to Disney.
I can get some of the photos,
Okay.
but I don't have the photos are with the wives of Harvey and Vaughn.
Ah, okay. Well, that's good. So, but you had an eventful trip to New York, though, didn't you? You
I
don't. I don't
did.
see any
So,
bumps or bruises on you.
no,
So
so
that's
I got into an accident while crossing the street. So it was so cold. So I was wearing a hoodie, and I couldn't. My peripheral vision wasn't 100%, and this bike came out of motorbike came out of nowhere. I tripped. My head went head on to a lamppost, but thankfully my left hand saved most of my head, so I didn't get any concussion. So I was laying flat on the ground, and then I could hear, "Don't move, don't move." So I wasn't moving, but then there was this lady who wanted to make herself involved, like, "Oh my God, is he dead?" It's like, no, I'm not dead. But my friends wanted me checked, and so I had to confirm with the doctor that it wasn't a concussion, or else I wouldn't have been able to fly back home. Well,
right.
not then at least, but thankfully, no major injuries. But yeah, I got knees pretty bruised up.
Did the guy on the motorbike
He
keep going?
stayed. He
He did
stayed,
stay.
but Andrew, one of my artists, was like, "I don't think he has the insurance to pay for your like." It is what it is. I'm just thankful that I got out alive.
Right. No, I agree. That's scary to be in a
But the thing is, Bill, I'm still having a hard time with the jet lag. Like
still.
around 8:39 p.m., like I'm really like, I'm gonna sleep.
Well, how many were you gone for? What, 2 weeks or a week and a half?
We were gone for 2 weeks, so I traveled with Harvey and his wife and Vaughn and his wife. So we were five in the trip, but Mannix joined us in a couple of days
Mhm.
during.
Everybody's glad you're not.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad I'm okay too, so I can take care of all your art.
There you go. Lambo says
Yeah.
it was an electric bike that went against a red light. Yep. Well,
But
you didn't miss anything by not
Lambo
staying.
was very calm. He
Yeah.
asked me like when I answered the question, like in his mind, like, yeah, he's
And
okay.
Bob's got bad jet lag too. So, yep.
Oh, Mr. Tom Layton, maybe you want to check out the Philippines too. It's about 3.5 hours, and maybe you can reunite with Mr. Zek, like a Secret Wars reunion.
There you go. Is there any shows coming up that Bob could go to?
Yes, there will be. Maybe you can make that happen.
Yeah. Well, do you have Bob's contact info?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, we could. I'll make sure he gets it if there's a way, because clearly he needs to leave the country every 90 days so his card gets renewed, so he can stay there longer. So he needs to make a trip every quarter.
And I do need to talk to Nick Barucci because he said he wanted a Mannix commission. And he said, "We have to talk, Jiggy." Like, okay. But I don't have his details.
Everybody's happy to see you in the chat. Elvin and Johnny Makes Comics.
I'm glad the next teams. Hi, Roy, John, and Elvin.
I saw Roy in there earlier too. But yeah, you didn't miss anything. MegaCon was awful. I mean, Kazra and I went there. It's just too crowded. It's just no. It's not. It's just not. Not.
I did talk to Miko. Miko
Oh, right.
was a guest at one of the comic book shops, like the booth over there.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, it's a good show." Okay. How did you sell any original art? No. Did you sell any sketches? No. So how was it? How was it a good show? Oh, the signature. So it was like a signature con for Miko. I'm happy he did well with the signatures, though.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. I mean, all the artists that go there predominantly make money off of CGC signings and that sort of thing. But art sales, not so much. I mean, you see in the Facebook groups, you see people come back with sketches, but
Yeah.
so it's not like you can't get them. It's just that's not really the goal. And it was just very disorganized. We had to park a couple miles away. We had to catch a bus to get to the hall. I mean, it was just awful. It's like I've had better experiences at New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con having to walk a mile to get where I need to go
And
versus what
I
happened.
hope people aren't tired of us talking about OAX, but it was really great. So Miko's main like positive point, like, oh, this is the best. Like I go down the elevator and I just walk straight through the pond.
That was everybody. I think that was well, I can't say it's number one, but everybody appreciated the fact that
Yes.
the con was in the venue, in the hotel too. So it just made it so much easier. Yeah, that was the idea. We wanted we were hoping everybody would get in the same tower right there. So you get out of the elevator, you take 20 paces and you're in the hall. That was our hope, but not everybody.
But for me, it was meeting like people you've been emailing and chatting to over the years, and you feel like you've known them for a long time, and seeing them in person makes makes the trip like this is the trip. So I got to meet Gabe Carino, Paul Papas with his face mask saying, "I'm Paul." It was great. And then Tina Hager approached us and said, "Oh, we love watching you with Bill," and it was great. It was great. She even got Adam Eve commission from Harvey
Oh, sweet.
during the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a nice email with her after the show too. She was like, she's converted. She's an art collector now. Danny, has rubbed off on her in the right way, because now she's collecting, and got her own calf gallery and went premium and all that stuff. So no, I mean that's it's fantastic.
And
It's worked out in a lot of ways that we would, the ways we wanted, to have work out. I mean, Maureen bought a couple pieces of art on Sunday. Gwen bought, I think, 4 pieces of art.
Bill, I did not meet Maureen.
I'm sorry.
That was the one thing, yeah.
We were all pretty bad at the end of the day.
You were busy.
You and I hardly ever talked. I mean, I saw you. I waved. You're there. But we didn't even really get to hang out. But that was the story of my weekend, really. So yeah, next year we'll have more volunteers, more helpers, and it'll make it a lot more enjoyable, I think, for everybody. Because Kazra was the same way. Kazra kept saying the only reason he got to say hi to everybody was because he was pushing that drink cart around. So, so I'm running sandwiches and he's pushing the drink cart. But so it was good learning experience for us both. But yeah, with Maureen, she was behind the registration desk the whole time, and for the most part, she only came out for a few hours on Sunday to walk around. So, but the thing was, they knew how important it was. I had a couple of my friends there, and everybody just worked their butts off to make sure the show went really well. And after the show, Maureen actually said, "I'm very proud of you and Kazra," and not that's like, I don't get that from her too often, but for her to say that and to like genuinely mean it was just, it made me feel good, because it's just work, Bill. That's what it's around your house and everything. But Maureen was like, sincerely thought we had done a great job, and she was wanted us to know, which is cool. I mean, it made me feel. Even my daughter said she was proud of me. When we were riding up the elevator on Sunday after the show. She even said that. And then it's my daughter who never tells me anything's good.
That's great. Well, you and Casa did a great job. And as a fan, I was so happy to meet Paulo Rivera for the first time in person.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. You've bought enough of his art over the years, so that
I did. I was thankful I got a commission too for OAX. And Mark was saying, "Are you always in front of your computer when I send out an email?" Because that was the first one. Can I get a 9x12?
That's awesome. But you had a good time then. I mean, I didn't get to, like I said, man, I didn't talk to. I didn't get to talk to any of your guys, really. I mean, I talked to Harvey for a couple minutes, and
Were you able to talk to Mannix?
I said hi to Mannix. I didn't really get, but the thing was, it was so cool. I mean, I got to see Mike Allred talking with Mannix for more than I got to talk with Mannix. Just from afar, I was like, it was just cool getting to see those kind of interactions going on.
I saw them exchanging numbers. It was like, wow, it's so amazing.
Yeah, no, it was clear that. I actually sent a Make Mine Mannix sticker to Mike when I had to send him some stuff after the show, and so I slipped a couple of those in there. He probably
I have to say my profuse thanks to Marcus Way, because he sent, like, he had the Make Mine Manix like pins made for OAX. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
thank
that's
you,
awesome.
Marcus.
But so yeah, so yeah, I didn't. Well, I saw Mannix. The thing was, I saw most everybody when they were checking in, when they were getting their badges. So I feel like I said more to Mannix at that moment than I did for the rest of the show, which wasn't a lot, you know. But there were people, there were collectors that came in. You know, I gave them their badges, or I was there when they were getting their badges and said hi to them, and then I never saw them again. It's not, you know, and it's like, and I walked the floor, and there was just a couple of collectors. It's like I never saw them after that. Hell, I never saw Michael Lovitz after I gave him his badge.
Oh wow.
So that's I don't know. It was, yeah. Things are going to be different in year 2. I can
Yeah.
guarantee you that.
I think getting through the birth pains like makes it better.
Oh, yeah.
Like year 2 onwards. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, so it's good. We've kind of got things worked out with the venue for next year already, and already
And
started.
hopefully more from the next crew will go next year.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll I think probably in another week we'll probably start having meetings and everything. I mean, where we want to, you know, let's sit down and we'll talk and figure out what the strategies are for year 2 and stuff. Because yeah, I mean, obviously we want to top year 1 in all levels, you know. And I think, you know, just given where we're at, and I mean, you've seen it all over, you know, Facebook. Everybody's talking about it. There's so many. The thing that's cool is we actually had, you know, we paid for our videographers to be there. The video stuff that people did on their own and have been posted to YouTube, you know, is just phenomenal. I mean, you know, but the cool thing for me was there was, and I'm gonna talk about some of these people later. That this one couple that shot a lot of content. It was cool watching their videos because, you know, I kept texting Kazra. I'm like, so this is what our show was like, you know, just because you got to see them interact with the artists and then talk to other collectors, and they filmed it all. And I'm like, shoot, man, I didn't even see this show. This is not, you know, because I didn't see it from that side of things, and it was so cool to see that, you know, people experience the show in that way. So yeah, next year, you know, things will be a lot different. But the thing was, it was amazing to have so many YouTubers actually at the show that we didn't invite, that they just kind of came on their own and had their own, you know, agendas and things that they wanted to do. And yeah, it was crazy. Comics Den, yes, #1 Marvel fan. It's Sarah from the Comics Den. I'm gonna put I'll put their links in the chat a little bit later.
We were watching the video of West Coast.
Dave Enders. Yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
He did a great job. He posted a couple videos, a new one today or yesterday where he was in the Marvel Card Art Museum. But he also had one that he posted about a week or so ago. Spidey Hits, Justin from Spidey Hits, he posted I mean, his was like 2 hours long. He just kind of dumped it all in there, but it was really good. I mean, again, the things that they did, there were these card art guys that actually rented a villa and did their own thing on like Saturday night, and were up until like 4 a.m. So I don't even, they must have been at no, they were at the auction. So they went after the auction, they went straight to the villa, like 30 guys, and you know, broke card art, you know, or, you know, Topps Marvel boxes or whatever the heck they are, looking for sketches. And they just
were there a lot of hungover people Sunday?
There had to have been, especially those guys, because again, I know they were up till like 4 a.m.
Wow.
But they even, you know, they streamed some of that. So it's crazy, you know, all the stuff that happened around the show that you know, that we didn't really, you know, we just needed to get them there, and then they did all, you know, all the rest. And that was what was pretty cool.
So Marcus posted Jiggy sketch card options for next year, and Marcus might come sooner than you think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jiggy sketch card options for next year. So, well, we got to get Marcus out there next year if it's possible. Anything's possible. And what does Kaz
We're
say?
thinking ring doorbell with a mic for you to talk. What's that? I don't get what Jason's saying.
You're thinking ring doorbell with a mic for you to I have no idea what he's talking about. I must have missed something. What did Kaz say? There were people that couldn't leave their hotel room on Sunday. There were probably some people pretty worn out on Sunday morning. That's for sure. #1 Marvel fan said he felt pretty awful on Sunday, but he made it anyway. Oh, for the Marcus stand-up. Aha. Yeah, by that, Jiggy's going to be drawing sketch cards, Elvin says.
No, Elvin, no one's gonna want those. Believe me.
But yeah, definitely, I can tell you next year, we're going to have a bigger presence on the floor with the guys from the Marvel Sketch card group, the guys that collect the trading card art. They're gonna, I've seen a couple of their streams, and they're they're a pretty rabid group of collectors, and I think there was maybe 25, 30 of their of them there. But next year, it sounds like there could be 100 of them there, and so they're that's going to be pretty amazing. So that's good, because they're gonna have a lot of things that they want to do, on their own, but they're going to be looking for sketch cards. We'll probably, heck, there's a lot of strategies and things to think about for this going into.
I was really amazed with the Hembeck collectors. So I got to see collections of Josh Flanders and Jeff Wedding. Like, wow, these are. I need to get I still don't have a Hembeck card, so eventually I'll get one. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we got to fix that. I just had that show with Brett.
To EC Harris. He has a piece that he's selling that. Hey, I kind of want to get this one.
Spider-Man.
No, I won't say because someone might get it.
All right. No, that's right. EC, yeah, because EC picked up that really nice Spider-Man piece that Hembeck had, and that's I remember him posting.
I saw that I rewatched the stream from the show.
Yeah, Fred's awesome. I did invite him to OAX for next year. There's things in his life that could hold him back from it, but he talked with his wife, and they're definitely interested in coming. It just may not be able to happen next year just because of other things going on. But he hasn't been to a show in a very long time. But he feels the love from the Facebook group. They're really heavily into his stuff, and the thing is, he would be in demand with a group of sketch card collectors at the show, no matter what. He'd be like the king for the weekend on that show floor, and that'd be neat. Sure. The guy, he's 70. He's actually the same age as Mr. Layton. But yeah, it would be neat to see him have people really react to him in person, because clearly a lot of people appreciate his stuff, and he showed me some cool stuff we might actually have in a show in the future. He's got some large art, like 70, 80 character pieces that are published that he's like, I don't want to hang these anywhere, so maybe I'll finally let these things go. And they're like over 30 years old, and he sent me photographs of them. I'm like, man, he's just got a lot of stuff. But anyway, but show went well for you. That's what I wanted to hear. The rooms were okay. You didn't have any problems.
Oh yeah, seeing my artists super happy. Like I'm happy to see them happy.
There you go. Mikhail says, Jiggy, I got your Hembeck covered.
Thanks, ML.
San Diego Comic-Con.
Too kind.
Bill's salivating. I am not salivating, Mark.
Are you going to SDCC, Bill?
Maybe.
Okay.
Because everything, I've got a couple things, couple possibilities. As far as I may try to go to Como, but it's a big maybe at the moment. We'll see.
That's near Comic Art Live weekend.
I know it's right after it. Yeah, it's literally. I would have to leave on Monday, right after Comic Art Live. So, but we'll see. If I don't go, well, there's always next year. But it's possible because the Marvel exhibits in Switzerland, and Sean Gordon Murphy has a gallery opening in Paris on Thursday before Como, and so I thought, well, if I could make a 3 or 4 things that I could do while I was there, it might be worth it. So we'll see. But if not, then yes, Heroes for sure. I'm definitely going to go to IX this year because I haven't gone to that show in a few years, and
well, Jason will fingers crossed for NYCC.
Aha. So yeah, because I don't think Jason doesn't go to San Diego, but the thing is, I think I would like to go to San Diego because I know it's a last year for some people. Berkey's it's gonna be his last year going to San Diego. He's gonna be New York and OAX only after this year. So I think Mark Hay might be stopping San Diego. So there's a few people who are just pulling back. It's just it's an expensive show to go to, obviously. And I am going to Alberto. I'm sorry, but I didn't know we were talking about 2025 yet. But yes, I will be going to my own show.
I was laughing at Alberto's comment. Like, are you going?
Yep, I get it. But yeah, so I may be going to San Diego. I think if I did, it might be my last trip to San Diego for a while. But I'm definitely considering it.
Cool.
Jason says Mark A doesn't return emails. I hope he's watching. He didn't return my email today either, Jason. Maybe he's busy. But anyways, well, I'm glad everything worked out. Now, all the artists had a good time. Their spouses had a great time. That's what's important. That was there were a lot of.
Billy, we were able to hang out for dinner with Josh. The night before?
Oh, you did?
At Universal.
Okay.
We forgot about that. We were able to hang out.
That's true. We did. That's right. Because we all right. See, that whole weekend was a blur. If you wouldn't have reminded me of that, I would have totally forgot that we went out to dinner. All right. Well, you were tired. Remember, the whole group was tired.
We were tired.
It was a little off. We did a lot of walking though. It took us a while to find a place to eat. See, it's all coming back to me now.
Coming back.
I probably talked to more people than I remember now because it was such a blur.
Do you remember the trees?
The trees.
The one you.
Oh yeah. The gumbo limbos. Yeah.
The gumbo limbo. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. As soon as I told you, I bought some of those. As soon as OAX was over, I planted them out in my front yard. So I've got.
I'm waiting for Mannix to draw those. The gumbo limbos. Yeah,
he definitely should.
But yeah, too bad Mannix. I sent the link to Mannix. I guess he's on the road. I wanted him to pop and say hi. And where in the U.S. is Mannix?
That's right. We could have done a whole show about that. I had no idea it was going to stay this long, but yeah, no, I'm just reading the chat. Heroes. I mean, if you're local to Heroes, it's a great show, and everybody will tell you that. It's but I know some people are. If you're a West Coaster, Heroes and OAX, it might be a little tough to do both. I don't know. I would never tell people not to do a show because Heroes is as far as larger cons go, you're not going to find a better one than that one. As far as the aisles are wider there than you could drive two semis side by side down through most of the aisles in that show, and it's but it's still huge. They have artists from end to end, and wow. You will never tire of finding an artist to talk to if you can find them all. I remember I didn't find Mika was there, and I didn't find him till the last hour of the show because I happened to walk down the wrong
number
aisle.
One Marvel fan has been recommending Heroes to us, so
yeah it is. It's a good one. Felix does it, so that tells you something.
Close to San Diego though.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
we have
you gotta pick which one's best for you.
Yep.
But yeah, San Diego might be better only because of the I don't know. Obviously there's a lot more people there. So if you're looking for bang for your buck in terms of getting more eyeballs on the next Comic Art crew, San Diego might be better. But I never tell anybody not. It was right after ours this year. So Carl says it's Baltimore and OAX for him moving forward. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's good to hear. I think that was one of the things that we heard a lot of people talking about too. Was just, hey, you can only do so many shows a year, and people were figuring out which show were they going to drop from now on to do OAX. So
OAX is now the number one show we need to go to every year, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
I like to hear that. I do. I don't think we're going to have any problem selling out early next year, no matter what we choose to, raise the ticket sales to or whatever. But we are going to have the whole space next year, though. Which is about. Well, Kazar could tell us because he's the one who pays more attention to that. But I think it's around 50,000 square feet we'll have, not counting even like the outside space that we've got. They're even building a 10,000 square foot pavilion that will be available to us next year. It's outside, but it's covered. So even if it were raining, if as long we could actually do stuff outside, and it gives us a little bit of flexibility to do other things if we want. So that's kind of cool. And they might even expand the space. I mean, so yeah, we could be in this. We were thinking we might outgrow this place in a couple of years, but it might actually turn out to be okay for a little bit longer than we were thinking.
I was talking to a buddy in the East Coast, and like, imagine if there would be a Hawaii, like we were talking about Hawaii OAX, and he was saying, dude, I think you have a shorter flight versus me. Like, yeah, Philippines is closer to Hawaii versus me. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. If there was a Hawaii one, yeah, right now we're not planning on any expansion. It's it's going to be in Orlando 2025. Orlando's got to be the base. I don't see that ever changing. I think it's just too perfect. For people who are trying to get out of the cold, and we could maybe move the date, a couple weeks here or there or something like that. I think that Orlando's going to stay, because again, you got all the parks. It's a reason for people to vacation. All those things. I can't see us not always having it in Orlando, but we've got plenty of time to think about the future. Jason mentions Terrificon. I've never been, but yeah, that's a show I wouldn't mind at least popping in over there. But Kazra was telling me it's like an hour from the closest airport or something like that. Like, it's not, unless you're local, it's not as easy to get to the casino where Terrificon is held. Not that that's terrible, but an hour and plus drive somewhere is kind of tough. But it's not. Hey, who wouldn't like a con and a casino? Lots of entertainment, lots of places to eat. I can't imagine that that there's a bad thing going on there, and they have a lot of artists. So, but anyways, I don't know. It's just good to see you again, Jiggy. I'm sorry, I forgot that we went out to dinner.
It's been a while. It's been a minute, and we do need to. We need to have another next comic art live stream.
We do. I think we're past due. When did we do it last? The last one would have been at Comic Art Live, right?
November was the last one, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
the artists are ready to go.
We're kind of past due.
So we'll schedule one.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, pick a Saturday night in March. I'm always game. After let Mannix adjust, to changing in time zones and all that stuff for him.
I was telling Mannix that we should hold on commissions for now and just let him do what he wants, and then we'll have another Mannix art drop, because it's been over a year since the last interview.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
and we're getting more maniacs in the fold, so that's good.
Well, that's fantastic. Mannix is definitely in high demand. I'm sure a lot of people stop by to say.
And so many people have been asking, hey, when Mannix gets the first cover, published cover, I want you gotta wait in line, because people are
right. There's already a dozen people in front of you, so you can ask all you want, but you're yeah. That's well, it's a good thing though. I mean, and it can't be too far away. I mean, you look at there's been several artists in the last 10 years that grew in popularity kind of virally like that, and then now they're doing variant covers all the time and that sort of thing. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean,
yeah,
Hembeck got to do covers and in his heyday and stuff. So I mean, yeah, it totally makes sense.
Fingers crossed.
Mannix published Star Wars Must Happen, says Jeff Wedding.
I think the easier route would be a Dynamite cover, right?
That is very true. Why wouldn't? Yeah, Nick would have to do something with Mannix.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, listen. Let's plan on something in March.
Yep.
You let me know. When the team's able to kind of get together for a night, and I'm ready. I think I'm always game. I do have a lot of Saturday afternoon streams coming up, but evenings with you guys I can do them whenever you want.
Thanks, Bill, and thanks, Kazra. Huge thanks to you. I hope you like the original JP piece you got. The
Oh, the J, of course,
Modoc Howard.
and he got he also got the a piece from Harvey. He got a Modoc as a gift, didn't he? Or am I
Oh
thinking?
wow! So it must have been given by Jeff Whiting then.
Yes, that was a gift.
Nice.
Yes. So yeah, that was good. It was very nice.
Yeah. And the other one is that Ron Shepard gave Alberto a Harvey piece of art too, Captain America.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's our hobby.
People
Is
buying
unlike
Harvey
any
art for
other.
gifts.
Oh, there. See, he's just putting it all on you. Jiggy, do
Yeah.
your
So
own
Jason,
Mannix
I'm
variant.
gonna probably ask for a Goblin Queen variant, and I'm just gonna buy it off Mannix. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Jason, he's really good at getting other people to spend their money.
I know.
That's because he spends a lot of it himself, but yeah, he likes to spread it around. I've seen him. I was watching him. He was in the Hembeck group the other day, encouraging people to just to overspend on some other pieces that were. He's laughing about it right now. There was
I can hear him laugh.
yeah, like Albert had a Hembeck cover recreation, and he's telling everybody to buy it.
And if you haven't seen JP's Instagram video about Jason's commission Limbo, it's hilarious. You should check it out.
I have not seen that one. I did see the Limbo commission. That was fantastic.
So
I haven't
JP
commented
didn't
on
know
it.
what Limbo was, so he did the actual Limbo rock.
Oh man, evil, says Jerry Lamb. Yeah, yes, we got it, Jersey. But yeah, it was a fun piece, definitely. I mean, JP knows how to keep everybody in stitches, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is crazy, Jersey Lambo.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk
Yep.
soon, and get you on the schedule, and then we got mystery sketches coming up in May. Obviously, we're the second weekend in May for Comic Art Live, so we're gonna probably start taking mystery sketch orders by the end of March. It'll probably start then, so we're already back in that kind of flow. And I promise everybody this time I'm going to work it out where I give out like half of the mystery sketches even a couple weeks beforehand. That way all the artists will have a jump on those.
Can I say something though for the collectors out there? Please don't wait the last minute to get a mystery sketch. It'll help a lot of us like really.
Oh yeah, it is tough. Because we took them right up. I took them a few mystery sketches on the Saturday of Comic Art Live even. So yeah, it's better to get them in early. But this time around, we will definitely make sure that you and everybody else who's participating has their sets a couple weeks in advance to get started, and then that way we'll make sure that we're delivering them soon after the show.
See, Roy is ready to go.
Can we include a bribe to have the mystery sketch go to one of your artists? Yeah, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at this point. But remember, a lot of Jiggy's artists and other reps artists take commissions during the weekend, so there's always plenty of opportunity to kind of pick whom you want to get something from. Mystery sketch has to remain a mystery, I think, at the end of the day. If you were able to nudge it one way or another to a certain rep or an artist, it wouldn't be a mystery anymore.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all right. So we got plenty to talk about, Jiggy, and we definitely want to, Kazra and I definitely want to do like a follow up, so we can start talking about, Comic Art Live and OAX 2025. So probably in the next few weeks, we should try to have a meeting.
Thanks, Bill. I don't want to take Chris Norrick's time, so thanks for having me talk about.
Yeah, Chris he's ready to go wherever he's at. But okay, cool. Well, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
See you, Jiggy.
See you in the emails.
Oh man! All right, so just a couple more just quick OAX things I wanted to mention, because there really has been some unbelievable coverage that's been posted about OAX that we had nothing to do with. I mean, literally, Kazra and I we're not interviewed, or I don't even think we appear even in the background of any of these videos that have been created. But several of these clips have been going out there, and some are longer than others. But West Coast Avengers posted a couple. Let's see, what has he got? I know that he posted this one right here, this Marvel Masterpieces art at OAX. That was kind of a walk through the gallery. That one went up 24 hours ago, and he also had this other one that went up 2 weeks ago, which was a kind of a recap about the show, and it was about an hour long. But he does a great job just going through everything and recapping the show, and again from a different perspective in some ways than like your average art collector might look at the show. And so it was cool. And again, I mean, we knew some of these people were coming, but we had no idea that they were shooting so much video and and pulling together as much content as they had, and then just kind of pulling it all together in a pretty professional way. It's just incredible. I mean, I've never seen anything quite like it. It's very it's just been really awesome. I mean, every time a new video or another short pops out, we usually hear about it. So let's see, that was highlighted those were from his thing. But then Spidey Hits, this is Justin. Justin was at the show. Probably a lot of people saw him running around. He shot a lot of video. He had a 2-hour video that he dropped where he's because Justin did several live streams during the show in the Marvel Card Art Museum. He did one with Dan DeSantos and Simone Bianchi as an interview. He had a few live stream interviews where he was busy the whole weekend. And again, these things happen. I wouldn't say they happen independent of us because we knew that they were going to happen, but it's just amazing that the things that were pulled off even during the show. It was incredible. And then to top it off, a couple of local people. They're near Orlando. Sarah, they're from the Comics Den. If you go check them out, subscribe to them too. I mean, they do a fantastic job getting around Central Florida. But I don't know how heavy they are into art collecting. They deal a lot in comics, but I emailed with her a few times ahead of the show. I still didn't really know much about her, but they posted three videos. They're less than a half hour each. One was from just first day, getting their VIP badges and attending the reception, and then they posted two like 25-minute videos here, just things that happened to them while they were on the show, talking with artists and other collectors who were there, and showing off some sketches that they got. And it's just fantastic because it was the whole time I was watching, I'm texting Kazra. I'm like, so this is what our show was like, because we didn't get to see it like this. But it's so, I'm like, shoot, man, now I know why this was like comic art nirvana for everybody. It really, when you get to see people on the floor actually enjoying the show, it was it was just amazing. So I highly recommend checking out the Comics Den and those three, and then also, like I said, West Coast Avengers. Look at that. He's even been chatting with Todd at some point, man. The Todd father. So yeah, Dave, he does a great job, and Justin over at Spidey Hits again. Subtly different perspectives on the stuff that they were looking at, during the show, but you get a really on the ground, feel for what the show is all about. So yeah, so thanks to them. And then there's I think 2 or 3 card art channels and sketch card collector groups that posted videos and had follow-up recaps of them talking about their experiences at the show. Just incredible, absolutely incredible. So there you have that. So, but again, look for West Coast Avengers, Spidey Hits, and the Comics Den. And if I can think of any other ones, I'll make sure I mention them next week. But speaking of next week, let me see. Let me remove that. Kazra is actually doing a meet and greet kind of thing in Chicago. So here, I made a slide for this. So next Friday, March 1st at 7 p.m. Chicago time, he is going to be hanging out at Club Lago, and now I don't have the list in front of me, but I know that many collectors are already lined up to be there. Where was it? I know I had it. Here, Kazra. I had a list from you. I'm going to be kicking myself. Here it is. So let's see. We've got Stephen Davich is going to be there. Tom McDonald, Josh and Sherry Flanders, Lee Harmon, Adam Law, potentially Chris Kalaki and Kim Wong, Tyler Crane and Jess, and also Chuck and Shauna Lindsay, who are our videographers at the show. Giancarlo and Guido Nardini, of course, who own Club Lago, will be there as well, and they collect original art as well. So if you're interested in going and hanging out with these fine folk, and you're in the Chicago area, I would highly encourage you going. I got to go to Club Lago once with Kazra and Steve and a few other people about, really, it's probably been 15 years ago, but you're guaranteed to have a good time. So just email Kazra at oa-expo.com. And will there be OAX swag? I don't know. We can work that out. I'm sure Kazra wouldn't mind taking some extra T-shirts with him, as long as you fit in a large. He could take a few of those with him. Yeah, we'll see. We'll work it out. But yeah, this could be. We hope this becomes like a trend. To me, this is really a CAF OAX Comic Art Live. Sponsored hangout, and we'd like to see more of these things happening around the U.S. and globally. So, like Larry just said, the restaurant has OA on the walls. The owner is a collector. Absolutely. So, more beer for everybody if Snork doesn't show. At any rate, yes, please email Kazra and go if you can make it, because you will, I guarantee, have a very good time. So let's see here. I'm going to hit you guys with the schedule right now so I can get on with things. So upcoming schedule. I got Jeff Moy Saturday, 2:00 on an art sale, and we're going to unbox whatever the art that he sent me that we're going to be showing off on Saturday. Then next week I've got Jeff Dunn on for an interview. Clearly a long overdue interview with Jeff. Brent Peoples will be with me on the following Saturday and the 2nd of March for an art sale. Got a lot of previews coming up because Prop Store has an auction coming up. Heritage has their international auction coming up. That one's going to be a 7:00 show. The Prop Store one, Chuck Costas will be with me, but so will Dave Mandel, and that's on the 4th of March. That's a Monday. So Dave hasn't been on the show since we did the 100th episode of our interviews. Gosh, was that almost 2 years ago? It's been a long time. So it'll be fun to have Dave back on here. He's always welcome to come on whenever he wants. And then what do we got? We've got an amateur match between Wolvie Fan and Mikhail coming up, everybody. I don't know what to say, but Mikhail's, he's got the experience on his side, but Wolvie Fan has got pure ferocity. So I don't know how that one's going to go, but it should be fun. Definitely going to be fun. And then we have John McCrae on the 9th of March, another 2 p.m. show. He'll have some art for sale as well. Then the following week, Hakes preview, and then a Comic Connect preview back to back. Then a couple of the Saturday shows. I got Dexter Vines and Tim Seeley coming up for the rest of them art. It's not confirmed. I thought it was confirmed. It's confirmed. I've got it on my schedule. Well, we're going to have to talk. I thought it was confirmed. Well, I put it on the schedule anyway. So it's confirmed until it's not confirmed. Loser has to shave their hair off. That's terrible, Marcus. That is terrible. But anyways, you can see on the right-hand side, though, too, I did put the OAX dates, right? January 24th through the 26th of 2025. And then the Comic Art Live virtual shows are May 11th and 12th, so not too far away, and then November 16th and 17th this year. So those are dates to lock in for all you collectors that like selling artwork and buying artwork during our virtual shows, because those things are going to keep rolling. Cool thing is the November show will be our 10th. If you can, isn't that crazy? We're going to have our 10th virtual show. It's really hard to imagine that we're at that level, but yeah, by the time this year is over, we'll set that as a milestone. That is pretty crazy, but exciting. Definitely exciting. Something else that's exciting. Let me see. I have no idea where we're at with this, but I'm going to take a look, and then let's see. I got to go over to CAF. I'm going to load this thing up. Good. There's no nudes, or well, there are nudes. Look at that right there. Anyway, I don't know who Mia Hopper is, but let's see here. What number are we on? Let's see. I'll just go to this. We're at 1,997,762 pieces of art that have been added to CAF over the last 21 years. So what do we got? We got 2,238 more pieces to go until we hit the 2 millionth piece of art added to CAF during its lifetime. So, with the average being around 250 pieces posted per day, we're going to be there in about 10, 11, maybe 12 days. We're going to hit that 2 million mark. That's good. We should have a party. And maybe I'll even, maybe I'll crack a beer on camera or something like that. But that's a pretty big milestone to hit 2 million. We'll certainly be there 2 weeks from now, but it'll be before then. So there won't be any fanfare or cheering going on the moment it happens. But it'll be interesting to see. Just like when we had the millionth comment. I can't even remember what the other thing was that we celebrated not too long ago. But yes, so that's right around the corner, and I think that's pretty cool. Not too many. Do a giveaway, says Chris Thorick. Yeah, we will. We should definitely do a giveaway when we hit 2 million. What I don't know, Kazzer. That's a very good question. What does the 2 millionth post get? We'll see. But I'm excited to see what it is. Hopefully, it's a not work safe image. Free hat. We'll come up with something good. It would be pretty cool if some kind of a pop-up occurred when the 2 millionth piece of art hits there. And again, obviously, there's not 2 million pieces of art on CAF because things have cycled in and out and everything. I think we're closing in on like 1.1 million active pieces of art on CAF. There's probably more like 1.4 million because there's so many pieces that people have as inactive, turned off in their galleries. But yeah, need some OAX hats. Number one Marvel fan, you're right. We need more swag for next year. And hats are easy, right? I mean, they're adjustable. T-shirts are tough. We didn't buy enough XLs and 2XLs and all that kind of thing. The Zevia will be flowing like wine that day. Oh man, Mr. Rejek, you're speaking my language. All right, well there you go. I've been waiting for that. I've been watching that number. So 2 million, we're almost there. I got a reminder today. We haven't had a weekly flip in a long time, everybody. So, we do appreciate showing weekly flips, and it really, you don't win anything or get anything by doing it, but they are fun. They are definitely fun. So I would encourage everyone to, think about doing a flip. Remember, film it in landscape. So it fits the format of our show. And I'd like to get some more of those. So let's get some weekly flips, and even calf cribs. I'm seeing people post a lot on Facebook. They're the way they're hanging their art in their offices and all that stuff. If you're going to do that, might as well go ahead and put it. 4XL, says Joshua. I'd like a few more calf cribs videos too. So let's try to pull some of those together. One interesting thing that I get asked this question about once a month. And I've been asked this question about once a month for the last 10 years. We're finally working on it. And it's just, I don't know why we've never made it a priority, but I know that many of you have always wanted it. And those of you who didn't think to want it are going to be happy when it's there. But we're in the middle, I'll say middle, because I don't really know where Maureen's at with it. I was hoping to actually beta test it and show it to you tonight. But people have always wanted to be able to search within a person's calf gallery. And, it's because there's some people that have 1,000 pieces of art in their calf gallery. Wouldn't you like to just be able to go there and type in X-Men and see what X-Men art they have in their calf gallery, order it by year, by likes, by comments, all that stuff. Well, we are finally doing that. It's I don't know why we never did it before. Priorities, everybody. You gotta have priorities. So yes, Mikhail is screaming in all caps. Yes, it is. It's something that we've, so it's going to be integrated into your calf gallery, and see, everybody thinks about it. See everybody. Well, it's just one of those things. It's like because there is sort of a search, but you can't really search. I'd like to search calf by user. Well, that's what this will be. Bootlegging, effectively, like when you're on a person's calf gallery. it probably wouldn't be from here, but like if let's see, if we go to my calf gallery, because everything we kind of pre-canned searches in here for you already, right? In the yellow area, we give like all of these artist links, we generate them for you. They are searches. They actually go to a search page in your calf gallery. Art by year, all of these things are actually searches. So more than likely the keyword search box is going to end up being in this area, but it will allow you then to, you could search by gallery room, overall gallery, but do any kind of keyword searching you want within it. And yeah, and then refilter the results once you're done. So it'll function and look a lot like the calf search, where you can, like I said, order by most liked, most commented, most viewed. And yeah, I think it's a feature 10 years in the making that yeah, we've I don't know why, but at any rate, it's good. I think it'll be ready. Oh, it'll definitely be probably integrated by next Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, everybody should send a special thank you in some way to Maureen when it's all over, because yeah, she's been working very hard on it the last 3 days, because I told her it was a priority. And we're also going to be doing some updates to the calf mail system. I was emailing with a regular seller in Comic Art Live, and because this has come up a lot too, people wanting or wishing that the Comic Art Live emails were integrated with calf email. And there was a reason why we didn't and haven't done that in the past, but that will get also added into some of the programming that we're going to be doing in the lead up to Comic Art Live. So first the search, then some enhancements to your calf email, because one of the cool things that I noticed while going through Google Analytics about a week ago is that the calf mailbox is like in the top 5 most viewed pages within calf. So that tells me communication between collectors is incredibly important, to the lifeblood of comic art fans, and you guys spend a lot of time in it. So there's a few things that I've always wanted to tweak in there. So we're going to make a few enhancements to calf email, and also roll in Comic Art Live emails as well. So whether you're sending an email during Comic Art Live or you're receiving emails, it will become a part of the overall calf system. When you're in your booth management, you'll still have a filtered list of just the emails that came into your booth, but you'll also be able to see those from your main calf mail as well. So I have opened the floodgates. Gallery cross posting that's not, I won't promise that, because that's like the number 2 most asked feature as well. But and there's reasons why that still isn't a possibility right away. But I know that, I see West is mentioning it. I wasn't reading all your posts, but see, the problem with that is I don't want to get into the technical side of things, but there is a technical reason why calf doesn't have that ability. So not to say it can't, but it's a major change in functionality to allow that to happen. Any idea when the app will be available? Asked David Barr. We have said Q2, David. Let's see. I actually got a new build of the app today. So let's see here. So I can show you. Look, there's really right on. You can't see it. The calf logo is right there. See if I click on it. Look, loads up Comic Art Fans, everybody. Well, can't show you any more than that. But yes, the app is in progress. I think people are gonna definitely be very, very happy. Like I said, we're actually still working on the admin side of things, because that was kind of our priority. We felt once the admin functionality was completed, as far as being able to add art and manage your calf galleries, that that was really the hard part. The front end of the site's going to be easy, but I can show you, like when you're managing your gallery rooms, so you can't even see it, but yes, there are thumbnails. So when you're in there, it's actually going to show you some, it's going to be a graphically infused interface that I think everybody is going to be very happy about. So yeah, so we're getting very, very close on that, but it will be Q2. So I can't tell you when. Sometime between April and end of June, it will be out there. But I'm sure we'll be beta testing with a few other people You can nickname the calf app whatever you like, but yeah. So lots of things are happening. That's the thing. So many good things are happening, and yeah, it's kind of it's a good time to be infused with our hobby through calf, and that's why we appreciate all you guys hanging out with us. So. So there you go. I've crossed off like almost 3/4 of the things I wanted to do today. So let's see here. I got a package from Jeff Moy. Like I say, I've got Jeff on the show on Saturday at 2:00. Now I know he's done a few. What did he do? I know he's done a few color kind of commission style pieces, but those of you who are Legion fans, I know that he has sent me some Legion of Superhero art. So I don't know if I want to like cut. He really taped this one up more than most people. Let's see if I can get into it. But Legion art, and he's done some color commission pieces. And if you've never met Jeff, he's a lot of fun. I've talked to him at a couple shows, so we've never had him on the channel. But obviously, Jeff Moy is a regular in the chat, so hopefully. It'll be a first time for many of you to get to meet him. And I really should pre-open these for this. This is really tight. I don't know if I want to cut into this anymore. I don't want to damage the artwork. But let's see. But yeah, and also, I don't want to tease anything else. Well, here we go. Gosh. Hembeck makes his stuff a lot easier to get into. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but those of you who buy from Fred, you know how he packs. Very creatively. All right, here we go. So, what do we got? We got a Wolverine. So that'll be it's one of his pre-done pieces. He's not doing accepting commissions or anything during the show. I know that he actually has done more of these, so he didn't send me all the pieces I'm going to have. So what do we got? We got a page from Legionnaires, issue 32. I think he sent a lot of Legion art. So Margaret, if Margaret's in the Margaret's in the chat, I haven't seen her tonight, but somebody should make sure Margaret is watching the show on Saturday. So another Legionnaires page. Legionnaires page with a giant eyeball. So Sharon should maybe look at this one. They added to her collection. Nobody invited. Sorry, there weren't invitations set out. All right, so anyway, so plenty of Legionnaires art, and Jeff has just a very clean style. As if anybody's familiar with Jeff's work, yeah, I mean it's all great. I know there's another color piece in there somewhere. So some annual 6 splash. What else we got here? I know. Well, maybe he didn't include it. Maybe he's still got the other color piece at home. Well, we'll see. At any rate, we got DC art like no other. I guess Jeff is going to educate me on his time with the Legionnaires. So I think we got about 20 pieces there. Here's a package from Anthony Snyder to me. This is probably that Jordi Bernay Black Widow piece that I got from him. There's an interesting story behind this, but I won't tell it. All right. Unless you twist my arm. But let's see. It's like, yeah. Oh, gosh. See, Jeff's in there. They're all 30 years old. 30 years old, Jeff. You've been in the biz for a long time, man. See, we're going to learn a lot. Remember that we get to do an interview first. So we're going to learn all about Jeff's time as a pro. All right, so you got white on both sides. What did he do here? Margaret is going to have to break open her piggy bank on Saturday. Somebody better text Margaret and let her know. Aha, there we go. So yeah, so there it is, the Jordi Bernay. And anyway, so the reason I bought this was because I had spoken with Ken when we did the amateur show with Ken. He was showing me a bunch of the Bernay pieces that he had, and I said, "Oh yeah, set the Black Widow aside for me. I'll take that." And he told me what the price was, and I think Ken forgot, and so he sold it to Anthony at OAX. And so I get Anthony's set of art, and yeah. Oh, and I asked Ken about like before the show with Anthony, I had to talk to Ken about OAX for some reason, and I asked him, did he set aside the Black Widow? I want to pay for it, and he's like, I sold it at OAX. So then, like 2 days later, I get Anthony's set, and this piece is in there, but it's priced more than what it would have cost me to buy it from Ken. So so I was a little upset, but I didn't say anything to Anthony. So if he's watching, it's the first time he's hearing it too. And so what ended up happening was the price I got it for was almost the same price I would have got it from Ken. So like Marcus just said, Bernay will have another sketch op going through 4C. Yes, I saw them announce that. Was it last night? I think. So yeah, they're that's cool. I mean, I've always liked Jordy's work. If I ever got anything from him again, I'd probably get something torpedo related. Let's see here. And then I got this is a piece of art I was supposed to. If I would have had my thinking cap on while I was at OAX, I had done a pre-con while ahead of the show, and I totally forgot about it. And so like 3 days after the show, I was like, oh yeah, right. I mean, I had asked John Beatty to do a piece of art for me, and so I emailed John, and I'm like, can I get that? And he was like, oh, I gave it to this other guy to ship to you. He'll ship it to you when he has a chance. So I guess he finally had a chance. Ron went. If he didn't get a chance to meet Ron, he was usually sitting with John Beatty during OAX. So I got one of those ink wash pieces by John. Look at that. That's fantastic. John knocked all of these out of the park, by the way. If you didn't see, he didn't get enough. I think he might have had 4 of these to do, but they were all fantastic. So if you didn't get a chance to get one, if we ever have John back to the show, or he's doing these at another show, I just think that these were done. This isn't the normal thing John does. I mean, John's more used to signing at shows, and he does some drawing at shows, but typically if he's going to do anything, it's not going to be to this level of detail. Like most artists that went to OAX, everybody did a little something special. So this thing is fantastic. It's really, really, really nice. So yeah, very nice. So very happy to have that, and it is great. So I would encourage anybody, if you ever see John at a show or hear he's going to a show and he offers to do ink wash pieces, take him up on it, because that one's beautiful. Yeah. that Carl's going back to the Bernay piece. I got the true collector experience watch. Yeah, but the thing is, I got to watch it bounce around privately, with me, just out of reach, right? Getting to see, because I got to see 30 Bernay pieces, with Ken when we were in the green room after the amateur show with Jeff Dunn. So I got to see them all. I got to see all that, and then I get to see the preview of Anthony's show, only to see it there. So anyway, so I think that's actually the last. That's the last package I have this week. So there you go. That's it. That's all I got. So moving right along. Yeah, flip of the day. So Anthony doesn't know. I mean, he that was probably like, I don't know how many pieces he picked up, but clearly he got a few pieces from Ken from that. And Ken's always going to want to move things. No reason to sit on things for too long. Yep. So let's see here. What we got? Well, I see Mr. Snorks here. I told him to come in right after the mail call. So what do we got here? There he is. Hey, Chris.
Howdy ho.
How are you?
I'm well. You?
Pretty good. I checked out that brewery. I mean, I didn't go to it, but I checked them out online. That they're kind of in Orlando, so I'm gonna have to make a special trip over there. But
you did the legwork, though.
Yeah. But I looked around, and they actually have a really great selection of beer. So
yeah, something for everybody.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to make it there this weekend, but in the town right where we live, because it was just President's Day. Well, okay, not the one I live in, but just south of here, they have a festival called George Fest after George Washington. They make George look like a stoner in the graphic. So there's a big. I'm going to George Fest this Saturday.
All right.
After the Jeff Moy sale, I'm going to go hang out and see what George Fest is all about. And we do have a brew pub in town, so I think I'll end up there.
Nice.
Yeah.
My favorite local brewery, so 420 is on a Saturday this year, and so my favorite local brewery is doing Joint Fest, which means that it's all joint beers, so it's all collabs that they've done with other breweries. So it's a really fun stoner pun.
That sounds a little peculiar, but
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh heck yeah! Well, I do see every time you check into a place, I get an alert.
I was busy this afternoon.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say yet. Weren't you working?
Sure. I've had enough time to sober up. Lucky for everybody.
Awesome, man. I got to get a job like yours. I have to wait till...
Yeah, you should.
I should. I definitely should. All right. Well, let's jump into some stuff here. I got what do I got? I got the heritage picks to go through here. So let me share a different screen. And here we go. So it was kind of like mixed bag. I didn't see a lot of stuff I was totally in love with. So it was a little bit of work to get the picks for this week. I probably didn't look hard enough, but I mean, I've tooled around a bit. So they had a few pieces by Russ Manning. I thought this one was pretty nice. It was a Tarzan cover. Just beautiful ink work on this thing. I don't, it's a funny shape to be a cover. So I was thinking, and for whatever reason, they didn't. A lot of times they'll show a picture of the published cover with it, so they didn't. But yeah, I just thought this was
maybe like really massive, like trade dress or something on top.
Right. But yeah, it's almost like Tarzan meets Lord of the Rings, kind of.
Yeah, Mount Doom in the background.
Exactly. But I liked it. It's a cool piece. I mean, I love Manning's work. I don't own anything by Russ Manning, but I got to correct that at some point. I mean, maybe I get a strip, but I think that the other pieces that were by Manning were a couple strips on there. So anyway, nice piece by Russ there. Then all these Justice League covers keep popping up, and then so this is a Dick Dillon Justice League 146 cover. I mean, that's just awesome. I love it.
Shredding Red Tornado. That's awesome. Wonder Woman looks amazing there.
It does exactly. And the funny thing was, there's actually a couple. I have another Wonder Woman page that I picked. There was actually like 3 or 4 really good Wonder Woman pages in this auction. So I mean, hey, they're taking some shortcuts with the buildings in the back. I didn't notice those. They get a few minuses for that.
But look at that robot.
I know the robot's great. The characters are great, and you're right. Man, he's getting totally blown apart. It's Red Tornadoes never look so bad. The Kenny of the Justice League, says Derek.
Kind of true. Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see. Then we've been talking a lot about trading cards of late. So I just happened across this Ron Lim, Al Milgram. What was it from Marvel Universe series trading card art? So something cool, something different. And I know a lot of the guys that were at OAX would be very interested in picking up the published trading card art. Adam Kubert keeps getting asked when are you going to make more of your Marvel card art available, because he's got a lot of it left still. If I ever do another sales show with him, I figured I would try to wiggle one more a piece of card art out of him.
That's great stuff. I mean, especially when you get, it's kind of like behind the scenes-y a little bit, even more than like, comic original art, just because like you tend to get these like little insets, like with the heads and things like that. I think that's so cool about card art.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, they always have like a little inset character on the back of the card. So yeah, this is a cool piece. I'm assuming it's on 11 by 17. One of your favorites, right? Passerin. This is a Deathstroke Splash. I thought this thing was really nice, all pencil.
That's super nice.
Yeah.
Freeze, Grundy. Oh man, that's got everybody.
Yeah, you got Two-Face in there. I mean, this is I really like this one a lot. So that's 260. It's all day one. You never know where this stuff is going to end up.
That light and shade stuff in pencil looks awesome.
Mm-hmm. So much DC. I mean, yeah, what's up with that? You're absolutely right. Well, it's not all DC. I can promise you that, Marcus. Let's see here. What did I pick next? So this was kind of a goofy one, but I was like, I always liked Marvel Team Up 150. And so can't say that I've ever seen a page from it before. So, not like something to write home about, other than the fact that this was like, this was cool. I might actually even bid on this one because it's just, it's got the X-Men hanging out. It's got Black Tom in here. And look, slugging Juggernaut, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at that.
Back when they were boys.
Exactly. What you do, what you mean. Yeah, whatever. So he Black Tom knocks him out. That's great. So anyways, I thought this was a fun page.
You got Incognito Nightcrawler there too.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. That one's that's my nostalgic pick. Then this one just made me laugh when I saw it. Eric Larson, Vince Coletta. It's a Thor 385 page. And again, I'm picking it just because it's funny. I mean, Thor, what is he throwing his hammer at a crowd of normal humans?
Normal people.
They kill them all.
There'd just be a bloody mist.
Yeah, there's exactly. There's all. Oh, they're robbing a bank. Let me throw Mjolnir at them and just waste them.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, I almost feel bad for him.
Street level Thor.
Exactly. But again, it's Larson and it's Coletta of all people. Vince Coletta, who inked Kirby, back in the day on Thor, 200 issues before this and earlier.
Then he pauses to shoot the shit with some cops.
Right,
you bet.
Isn't this funny? I mean, the more honestly, I think I may have to try to get this one. If it doesn't,
I think that's Freddie Mercury in the first panel.
All right, it's getting more funny by the minute. Thunder Strikes. Is that Eric Larson's first Marvel art? I don't know. I mean, it's from '87. He warned them. That's right. Thou hast been warned. All right, I'm gonna try, everybody. I am gonna try to get.
It's got some hard Larsonisms in it too. Like that second panel is very Eric Larson.
It definitely is. Oh my god. Hammer bowling, says Jeff. Oh my gosh, this is great. All right, I'm adding that one to my. I'm gonna put a bid on it tonight, everybody. I've been picking. I keep, I hate to keep going back to Novik Batman stuff, but every time I see it, I really like it. And this one's just like, I love the bricks in this thing, and I love Batman in it. Throughout. I love the composition of this page, and in Batman getting hit with a motorcycle helmet. I mean,
well,
somebody. He was playing possum. At any rate, so Herb Novik again. I'm going to have to buy a DC page by Novik at some point.
I think you should, because you're definitely infatuated with them.
I am.
I get it. I think that's an awesome page. I love the facial expression in panel 3.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Then Ron Garney X-Men page. This one, it's a solid page from issue 422. Composition's great. Storytelling's great. I love Nightcrawler bamfing in here on that panel. So and I used to own a few Garney X-Men pages, and I don't anymore. But this would be one to pick up and feel fairly good about, I think.
That's a nice page.
It definitely is.
You know who the anchor is?
Mark Morales. Actually.
Oh, perfect.
Yep. Banff or Gassy, Marcus wants to know. I don't know, Marcus. But I was looking, okay. Next piece. This is one. It was actually, they don't mention what the story's from, but it's Tom Yates. And
wow,
Yates isn't somebody, we feature too often, but I just love the inking on this thing. I don't care what it was from. It says it's page 27 to, some unknown story, but this is just really, really fantastic. The whole thing, I just love it. And the guy's chucking the spear. He's pushing the woman out of the way. I mean, so the storytelling is great, but the inking in this thing is just, it's beautiful. It makes me want to get a Yates piece. Yeah.
Can you scroll back up?
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Panel 2, especially.
Exactly.
Really sharp.
Yep. Jason's telling me the Garney will go cheap.
The pusher's pushing.
See, exactly. I mean, this is what this guy does. He is like built to push. Put him on a street corner somewhere. He'll sell pretty much anything. And then this last one, gosh, you know, and it's a DC page again, but damn, this is a great looking page. Pat
Just
Broderick.
embrace it, Bill. Just
Look at
lean
this.
in.
Pat Broderick, man. I mean, it's Patterson Inks, but this thing's phenomenal. And it's funny. I've been, you know, I saw, you know, Pat kind of got stiffed over by MegaCon, so I've been following his posts a lot, and just seeing his con sketches and stuff that he's been doing at some local shows. He was at Pensacon or something like that recently. But his stuff is solid, and you know, but I saw this and I'm like, damn, you know, again, and he worked on mostly, you know, stuff that I wasn't reading as a lad. But look at this is a beautiful page, man.
He's got an immense amount of Green Lantern work. I mean, no question.
This thing is it's only $33 right now, but look at, I mean, the inking on this thing is beautiful. So, man, yeah. So there you go. Finishing up with another DC page. Ian Saint that says it looks nice too. I bet you Jason D'Ambrosia would consider buying this piece. Maybe not. Maybe
I
not.
don't think so.
Carlson, DC art doesn't have cooties. Well, there's the attachment to the story, though, Carl. That is always you know, the issue. And Chuck Arnold says he always liked Broderick on Captain Atom.
Agree. Yep.
And
Bill, art can just be art. You don't have to, you know.
It's true. It's, you know, but it is part of it. You know, we talk about that, you know, all the time, that there is the connection to the art. But sure, I have been buying art of late, you know, in the last 3 or 4 years where I don't have a connection to it, and I just want to have a good piece. So this, yeah, I'd go for this piece if it. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I lost your volume for a second.
Yeah, I tapped the somehow tapping the cable on my microphone muted it. So okay, art is art. All right, I got it, guys. You'd think I'd know that by now. So there you have it. Those are my my heritage picks. So now we've got a video clip here from the EXP, Nick Perucci, and he's got a surprise for everybody about tomorrow's show, which is kind of interesting. So there's a twist with his 7 p.m. show on the EXP tomorrow. So let's see what it's going to be.
Everybody, this Friday, February 23rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, that's not changing. 4 p.m. Pacific, still not changing. The original art experience, still not changing. The only thing that's changing is you got the better looking, smarter guy doing the show. So we got Will Gabrielle of Comic Art page doing the show. So please tune in. He's got art that I have never had, which is really cool. And I'm going to give him something for a giveaway. Don't know what it is yet, but if you tune in, you'll be able to enter the giveaway. And the giveaway will be hashtag Thank God Nick's Not Here. So we'll start with, maybe that's a little too long. But Will, what do we got on Friday?
Well, let's see. I brought a few painted pieces. We got a couple Massafera pieces. Let's see. We got a Terry Beatty. We got a
Hubert?
No. I'm blanking on that one. Hamilton. Craig Hamilton. Yeah. Got a Galassi piece. Hughes. Marie Severin. Some Jurgens. Rousseau. Bob McLeod. I just brought, and there's a bunch more stuff coming. So we're gonna reduce some prices and see what happens.
Some of my favorites are the 2 Dan Jurgens covers. I love the Tangent series, but I mean, you got both trade paperback covers. That makes a nice 1-2 punch for someone. But this is really cool. And everybody, I know what this is being sold for, so I will say this. I was tempted to buy it, but we'll see if it sells live on the air. If not, yeah, it may end up here. But I gotta tell you, the Massaferas are great. I mean, you got 3 great villains, although one's a...
And he's rumored to be the head villain in X-Men 97. So
nice.
Maybe it makes a difference to somebody.
Hey, I think the nostalgia on its own does, because it's a great... And look, it's Philippe Massafera. So, so this Friday, February 23rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, the original art experience hosted by Will Gabrielle. So, like I said, instead of Nick. So, I won't see you guys Friday. You won't see me Friday, but you will see him since I'll be in Pittsburgh.
It's all home week. Right?
Exactly. And now I got to go get the giveaways. Hit that thumbs up, everybody. Don't forget.
Please do, and I'll remind you during the show.
And share. Sharing is caring.
See you Friday.
There you go. So
bringing in a ringer.
Yeah, Will helped him start that show, right? I mean, back like the week before Dueling Dealers, they did their first, or maybe even a couple weeks before Dueling Dealers, they did their first sales show together. I think the first 10 shows from the experience were Will and Nick together. So yeah, I'm sure Will.
I bought a piece from Will at OAX that I'm very, very thrilled with.
Which one was that? I'm trying to remember.
I bought a Zach Deathstroke.
That's right.
Yeah. I haven't posted on CAF yet. I have the scan. I've just been lazy.
But you told me about it. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, get it on there. No, this is pre deal makers, Chuck. But yes, at any rate. But no, they did their show. That was part of the inspiration for doing Dueling Dealers was, I was trying to get Will and Glenn and Mike to do a sales show for like 6 months, and nobody wanted to do it. And and I like every like three or four shows, I'd be like, guys, come on, we gotta do something. It'd be fun, right? Just something different. Nah, we don't want to do it. And then when Will and Nick announced that they were going to do their show, I was like, see, it was a good idea. And so then I put my thinking cap on, and that's where Dueling Dealers came out of that.
The rest is history.
I was forced. he forced my hand.
Yep.
But yeah, all for the better at the end of the day. So let's see here. So we got let's do our picks now. All right, we got a few things.
Do you want to do the update?
Oh, okay.
I'm asking. I'm not telling.
I should do it. I was all of a sudden I was getting a little excited. I saw it's not even 2 hours in the show, and I started thinking about getting done fast. But
we can get done.
I think I can do the art update fairly quickly here. Let's see here. I didn't load up my, that was the other thing. My video files weren't ready initially. So
Ashton.
Yeah, it was Ashton's fault too. I texted him and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have Gwen do them today because I've been out all day." I'm like, son of a gun, Ashton. And it's like 9 o'clock. He's telling me this, so I didn't
have Jason yell at him.
That would scare he doesn't, because I can tell you he doesn't listen to me. But yeah, Jason might work. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna have to show this a different way. Do it like this. Video file. Downloads. Yeah, sorry. Like I say, I wasn't prepared for this because of my son. There we go. Got that. All right, so let me get my. See, everything's a mess now. It's doggone it, Chris. You had to remember.
I should have just kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, all right. So February 12th through the 18th, dealers, $335,000 in sales as opposed to $415,000 in sales the week before that. Mike Berkey is in Columbia still. He did not sell a single piece of art last week, so they still did $335,000. So go figure. It's it is what it is. A good, fairly good week. Panel Page was the number one seller. I don't think we ever say that, but Glenn, number one, $141,000 in sales by Glenn.
Go
which
Glenn.
Is, pretty incredible. I think we're going to see a few of his pieces in this set. I don't know if he actually had all that really good art that he was going to bring to OAX, and then he's did like, it seems like he's done like 3 art drops in OAX. I guess that would make sense. But Felix was number 2. He had 93,000 in sales. Albert 34, Anthony 26, Jiggy's in the list 14,000.
Wow.
Mark Hay 10, and Will sold 1 piece for $7,500. All right, so let's take a look here. What were the top pieces here? And it's just playing away. So what do we got? So let's see if Gwen did a good job on this. So first up, an Invaders cover, issue 16, Jack Kirby, Joe Sinnott. This one is asking price of $100,000. $100,000. That's a well, it's got Subby on there. He's unconscious
and Cap.
And then another one from Glenn. This is In the Days of the Mob. Very nice looking splash page here, and it had an asking price of $20,000. Then Danny Warren Johnson. This was the cover to Transformers 4, went for $10,000. And then there was a bunch of commissions that got posted by Felix. This was a lone wolf and cub, and it's totally blurry. He had already completed the large image, so I'm sure this looked fantastic. Paul Pope, a $10,000 lone wolf and cub commission. There's a good. I actually have another one from Paul coming up in a second here that you can see the image for. Then this one is DC Comics presents Kurt Swan, Dave Hunt, sold by Will for $7,500. And then the last piece is Paul Pope, Galactus Silver Surfer commission, $6,000 on that one.
Saw that this week. That's a beauty.
That is a really nice one. So, all right, Gwen didn't screw that one up. She did all right. I'll thank her when this is all over. Now let's see. I just have to load up the other video file now in that same manner, so we could do auctions. So what do we do with auctions? It was kind of funny. Auctions. Heritage had two unique auctions last week. They had an Archie showcase auction that did $64,000 in sales, and then they also had a trading card art auction that, again, both of those I missed, but the trading card art one only had like 13,000 in sales, but the number one selling item was a Peach Momoko Spider-Gwen illustration that was actually pretty nice on a trading card size, sketch card size. So what do we got here? We got total sales 420,000, thanks to the extra two auctions out there, as opposed to 423,000 the week before. So pretty even week to week. Now, what do we got here? eBay's first. eBay made up 157,000 of the overall sales from last week. It was an Easily piece that was number one the week before. We got another Easily piece, probably from the same seller. Piece of TSR AD&D art went for $4,832. Then, speaking of Eric Larson, Savage Dragon cover. Now this one went for $3,950. And then, and I guess I should have confirmed these. I don't know if these were best offers or not, but Stanley Art Germ did this Street Fighter pinup that went for $3,250 as well on eBay. Then top three from Heritage, we have a Mike Grell. I didn't feature this one last week. It was a good one. Mike Grell, Justice League of America 117 cover, went for just over $20,000. And then there was a Mike Mignola piece, Abe Sapien interior page, went for $7,800. It's funny, man. It's just like anything, it's got a great Hellboy on it. But
that's
man,
that's from Hads too. That's a pretty clutch story.
Well, there you go. Your Hellboy. And then finally, this is a back cover illustration to Marvel Fanfare 20 by Al Milgrom. Went for $6,600. So there you have it. That's it. That's the top selling items. Sorry, I never pay attention to the chat when the video is playing. But yes, a dope Pope, says Rick Welch. Okay, yeah, I got it. Galactus on the throne, says Mr. Red Jack. There were a few of those out there, right? I saw somebody picked up a nice Kamolo, I think, with Galactus on a throne. I don't know if that was a new commission or an old one that he had done, but Kamolo draws a mean Galactus on a throne.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. Gwen didn't screw it up. Yay. All right.
High praise indeed.
Exactly. Gwen's she's knee deep in her 3D work with college, so I was very happy that she was able to step in and get those done. So thank you, Gwen, when she watches this later. All right, now we can do those picks. Hit the like button. Yes, thank you. I don't know how many people have done that, and I can tell everybody, just from the things that I've been reading about, YouTube and the way the algorithms all work. It's cool to hit like when the show's playing and everything, and afterwards, and that does actually help get it out there while we're streaming, to get it in front of people. But as silly as it seems, people who comment on the videos after the fact actually pushes them up and list, because YouTube figures if people comment on a video, that it's relevant and other people will like it. So it sounds silly, but if some of you want to start making a habit of saying you like something about one of the streams, I won't hold it against you. I might even reply, just because it seems like the more comments and replies there are, the more engagement there seems to be, and the more your video gets shown to everybody.
I think it implies in a lot of cases that there's some controversy. So people, when comments really go wild, it's because people are arguing in the comments, and that means that people are really passionate about that video for some reason.
There you go. Well, so whatever it is, it's something that I've been reading, because I've thought about that. It's like, because none of our videos ever really get, they get very infrequently highlighted on like YouTube's homepage, even to people who subscribe, which is kind of weird. You would think it would happen more often, but they have stats in the back that I can look at. And it is. So it just started making me wonder, well, what the heck is the reasoning behind however they choose to do that? And literally comments were like, kind of number one in the grouping of things that said, if you get more people to comment, more people will see it. So there you go.
Yeah. I think you just unlocked something.
Hey, we'll see. But again, you might actually, I might comment more on YouTube than I comment on my own site. We'll see.
Oh Lord.
All right. Yes. So let's get these picks going here. Let me see. I've got to share this screen of yours, and here we go. So whose collection is this in? Oh, this is in Matt Kennedy's collection. So Unknown Soldier painting. This is nice.
Yeah, I saw this I think on Instagram before I saw it on CAF, but there's something about like the brushwork that I really love. I think like it all has a lot of texture, but it's more like the length and like width of the brush strokes, I think, that I really appreciate the most about this, because it's almost impressionistic in parts where it's like, what you're looking at, but you also like have to intuit some things. So like as an illustration, I think it really works on that level. And not to mention, Unknown Soldier is an awesome character, like, that kind of pseudo pulpy like DC, but also war comic character. And like Jerry Talak is on fire in this. So I really like this a lot.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I like the fact that, he's definitely looking at this painting through a lens of some sort. It's like distilled. I mean, I don't know. There's something about it. There's definitely an energy to it. I mean, and I was taken by it when I saw your pics. I was like, shoot, man, this is a good painting. And I had not seen this one on CAF when I was going through my pics the other day.
And kind of a ho-hum palette. It's really like tonally it's all kind of middle of the road, but like for me, like the texture of the brush strokes like really sells the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely. No, so nice pickup, Matt. Very, very cool piece. Next up, hey, I think we saw this piece at OAX.
That's why I picked this. I saw this thing in person, and this is a great scan, don't get me wrong, but like seeing this thing up close and personal, the size of it, I mean, is staggering. These paintings, or these pieces were so huge. And I actually took a picture of myself, or had Chuck take pictures of me with like each and every one of them, because my brothers are both big Kubert fans, and one of them's a big Cap fan. So like to see the scale, like, okay, how huge my head is, and like, look at it, how small it is next to these pieces. So yeah, I mean, everything we love about Kubert here, obviously, but that massive like red skull head in the background is so menacing and so cool. This is a great looking piece.
Yeah, these things were absolutely huge, and Kazar was the one who had to frame them, so he ended up being the one who shipped this to Alberto. So and it did go in a tube, just so you know. I mean, there was no other way to do it. It's too large, and Adam even he basically got these tubes that are, I mean, they're probably like for pouring concrete basically, but they are shipping tubes. Yep. But they are as sturdy as you can. You could launch a rocket through this thing and it wouldn't tear. So,
the only piece I ever got from Frank Cho was really massive, and it shipped in a tube. And I was like, when it showed up, I was like, are you kidding me? It's in a tube. And I was like freaking out, and like took it out, and I was like, oh, it's fine.
Right. Yeah. You figure it's only in there for, 3 or 4 days, so it's not going to hurt it. But yeah, what are you going to do? And the thing is, remember, we've had Adam on. I mean, he basically tells you that he actually draws with this thing with it rolled, because the page is so darn large that he has to roll it up so he can work on the bottom, and then he rolls the bottom up to work on the top. So this thing is rolled throughout its entire life.
True.
So to roll it once, to ship it to you isn't really a bad thing. But I want to see I have no idea how he stores these because, I was looking at like blueprint cabinets recently.
Yeah.
And because of Josh Flanders' video where he had Mannix was looking at something in that Husky tool cabinet, I've actually bought one of those. I haven't gotten it yet, but it's because the blueprint cabinets are expensive.
So expensive, and
like
so
5-drawer
heavy.
cabinets are like $800 for just a mediocre one,
and then have it shipped to you.
Yeah, well, I looked at that too. It's like $800 and another $160 to get it shipped. So I looked at HomeDepot.com and I could buy, a 62-inch long, Husky
tool drawer essentially.
and it's got like several really like narrow drawers, and I'm like, shoot, man, I'm just going to use that.
Yep.
So, yeah, rolling. At any rate, so yeah, very large art. And Alberto, he's just on a tear.
He is.
So let's see, what do we got next? Daniel Warren Johnson. Now, whose calf gower is this? TJ.
So, at the risk of picking Jetfire twice in 2 weeks, I have not picked Daniel Warren Johnson in a while. This one really struck me. I mean, it's got a lot of the stuff we love from DWJ, obviously, but also I love what this thing like really did for me was establishes the scale of a transformer versus a human so effectively. So there's the little guy kind of in the foreground there, and you get to see exactly how massive Jetfire is. This guy comes up to like his ankle, basically. And the other thing that I absolutely love about this piece is the lighting. Like the lighting is being done like, by the explosion in the background, right? And like how dark the darks are and how stark the lights are. Just the contrast on this is awesome.
No, I agree. And I like this piece a lot. It was in my set, and then you got it. It's hard not to pick something by Daniel every week. But we purposely do try to avoid it. But no, I thought this was a great piece. Composition's great. There's nothing wrong with this thing. It's perfect from edge to edge.
And like cover quality, and obviously it's a cover, but like this could just as easily be a title page. It could be a splash. It could be because like it's not boring like a lot of covers are, where it's just like, oh, here's an image of one of the central characters, right? Like there's stuff happening on this. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. No, that's a very good pick. This one, it's a small scan, but it's an incredible page, man. This thing is beautiful.
Yeah. I'm certain I've never picked anything from Tan Eng Huat, but wow. I just like a Ghost Rider transformation page is kind of a treat in the first place, but this is, kind of horrific in parts, which I think is really, characterful, but like the textures on here, like the exaggeration of the faces to like show the anguish that he's going through as he transforms. It's just like perfectly illustrated.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was thinking of Werewolf of London when I saw this thing. It was like it was painful, but it's fantastic. I mean, I'd love to see this piece in person. It's amazing. And Guido T from Italy. Let's see, 3-year member. Okay, no, this is great. I am very impressed.
Made me want to look more for a piece for myself, to be honest.
Just curious. Well, so there's a few. 4 dealer results. Did you know that? Who sells their art? Oh, it's on eBay. Okay. Oh, and then Joseph has a piece, the Ghost Rider page. What's he got? Guess it looks like the next page almost.
Yeah, it does. Not bad. Not bad.
That's funny. That's interesting. Okay. $150.
I'm on it.
There you go. Shoot. You better buy it before somebody else does.
It'll be gone by the time we get done with the show, and somebody will be selling it to me for $300.
That's right. It's just like what almost happened to me with that damn Black Widow and Anthony Snyder. Pricing it at $400, going into it. I'm like, it was $200 from Ken, and it was $400. I didn't tell it. It was $400 from Anthony, but I got it for $225. So, anyway, Matthew P has this great Gil Kane Green Lantern page.
So I'm a sucker for Silver Age Green Lantern. He was probably my favorite character when I was a kid, and the fact that Tomar Ray is on this too, I think is awesome. It's his birth page, or whatever you want to say, but it's amazing to me to this day how many of these pages are out there and how well they've held up. I mean, this appears, for all intents and purposes, to be in perfect condition. And when you think about how old it is, I mean, in some level, I'm chuffed that this is on calf. Like it lived that long.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've seen Berkey have a few of these, and they're all really in really great shape. I mean, somebody took care of a few books, in their entirety, which is crazy to see, in that at that level of pristine shape. But they literally the 2 or 3 pages I've seen in his place look like they were drawn yesterday. So
cool.
Rick Bell says stored in a Husky toolbox
in the garage in Florida.
Oh man, yeah. No, it won't be in the garage, guys. It'll be right next to me. Trust me. But my AC is still broken here. I haven't had it's not been too hot yet, so I've been okay. But I think in the next few weeks, I'm going to have somebody come out and.
It's an okay time of year to have it be broken.
Yeah, exactly. But I still have a fan running next because it's too hot in here. All right, so who's Calf Gallery in now? Nathan S., 9-year veteran of comic art fans.
So I've picked Jesse Lonergan in the past. Like I'm a big fan of the, I guess, graphical choices that he makes. I think he's an amazing designer. This is certainly no exception. So it's a commission, I believe, but the way he chose to kind of like highlight Vader's subject and then kind of include that like anatomical drawing of him crushing the dude's windpipe.
That's awesome.
Just a crazy set of decisions to make, and like the fact that it paid off like this is awesome. It really understates Vader, which I think is so cool because you want to know more about what's going on, with those little panels in the background, and like see this guy, getting his windpipe cracked.
Yeah, no, when I saw this one, I thought it was so smart. That's I love stuff like that. Clearly, I even like his signature. JCL 24. It's like hopscotch down there. But yeah, no, this is a fantastic piece.
It's just like I say. I mean, it's just great design. He's so clever. He's so thoughtful, and I've seen him draw live. He'll do little live demos kind of on Instagram on Reels, and he's so natural. He's so quick, and like that to me, like is obviously that's talent, but also like there's like an assuredness about what he's doing that I think is the mark of a great designer. Like you make a choice and then you just like you go with that choice.
No, this is really, really nice. So even the Zipatone on there seems like it doesn't have a purpose, but it's so well executed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of, it looks haphazard, but it's not. Gosh, yeah, this is great. Congrats to Nathan for getting this one. Then I wish this one was bigger. Greg Staples, man.
I know.
I love Greg Staples stuff, man. He would be on, if I could get him to an OAX show, he'd be on my list because anything he does is beautiful. I mean, he's just a phenomenal painter. His palette, his style is unique. I mean, this is unbelievable.
So for me, stylistically, I feel like a lot of this fantasy painting stuff, especially, if it's cover work, like it tends to blend together a little bit stylistically. Mm-hmm. So what jumped out at me was the mashup sort of the fact that like, this is kind of a Conan cover or like a Frazetta style deal, but it's the fact that it's Judge Dredd, I thought was like a really nice change of pace, and like the choice that he made to like go in the like fantasy cover pastiche direction, but using Dredd as the character, I think was like a really cool idea, and it paid off.
Yeah, you're familiar with Greg's stuff now, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Good. Yeah, because he's great. I mean, I'd love to see, and I don't think I've ever actually seen one of his pieces in person, which sucks. I've just seen scans on Facebook and stuff, but this is gorgeous. He started in 2000 AD. Yep.
Yep.
And Who's calf gallery? Oh, Tom's. Oh, all right. Tom's got a great calf gallery, by the way. So let's see here. We got 3 more pieces. Again, Kyle Holtz, man. Kyle's somebody I'd like to get to OAX as well too. I don't think I've ever seen him at a show, but he's gotten. I mean, his profile has just grown in the last couple of years, and I mean, it's stuff
this
like
is
this.
why. Yeah.
Look at that.
He just goes off, and like all of the techniques, all of the textures, all of the like the contrast. I mean, like it's so fine, it's so detailed, but it's so expressive and it's so wild. And for the fact that like if an artist can really balance this level of like intricate detail with this amount of energy, that's something special.
Yeah, I mean, I wish this were a bigger scan.
Me too. Sorry, I had a few this week where I was like, I just love this piece. I got to pick it anyway.
Yeah, because I only got to look at it for a few seconds when I was setting this thing up. But yeah, it's beautiful. I just want to see that, like, the detail that he's got, like in the pants here. I mean, it's what I just can't, imagine. Is it because he doesn't usually do, like traditional like ink washes and stuff. So I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, we'll never know.
There's a bit of that in there, I think, for sure. Like especially some of like the clouds or the smoke or whatever that is.
Right.
Like
yeah.
The mist kind of in the background for sure. But
the hair is probably all like a like a white paint or some kind.
It's insane. Like if anybody gets a chance, like please go look at this thing like on calf, because it's a feast for the eyes.
Definitely. And Brian Page. Yep, Brian Page. How long? Wow. 20 years on calf. My goodness.
Look out.
That's an anniversary coming up. All right, then we've got Paul P. I thought it was Paul's calf gallery. Paul's got a picture of him holding the art. He's so proud of it.
Love it.
So Jim Chung and Livesey too. Thanks.
Yep. Yeah. Livesey and I feel like Dal and Morales, like those are your Jim Chung anchors. This was like such a cool book when it was coming out. Like it really, for me, I think cemented Jim Chung as like he's a generational artist. I mean, this was, at least to me, the book that like sold me on that concept. I've always loved the way he draws Cap's chainmail. It's like scale mail, but it's those like octagonal pieces. That's kind of became his signature for Cap at the time. But like when you throw in the fact that like it's got every important character from the book, it's a DPS. If you get to see a Jim Chung DPS in person, like you can look at it for like a day and a half. Like there is so much happening on here, and like the intricacy of the inks that Livesey puts on here don't short it by any stretch of the imagination, but understand as well, the pencils are there. Like Jim Chung does not make any shortcuts when he puts these things on paper. And it's basically like, poor inker, I guess is what I would say, because like your work is very clear to you when you pick this thing up in pencil. But the composition is amazing. Like we have artists that we know in our heads are so good at like staging these big character pieces. And, Jim Chung in my mind belongs on that list with the Perez's of the world.
I just want to give it one last look like that. Yeah. Composition's fantastic.
It's gorgeous. Like everybody gets their, no one is paid short shrift.
No. Wow. Yeah, this is nice. Let's see. We got one more piece here. And, this is kind of funny because, when I saw it, because you always send me a list of links with just the numbers in it, right? And I saw the number, I'm like, that piece must be like a couple months old, right? Because it's not at the 199, right? And but I went and I looked, and I'm like, nope. Duke added this like 2 or 3 months ago to his calf, but he didn't turn it on until which that's how it works. We actually, so the piece ID is older, but he didn't activate it. So who knows why? But for whatever reason, he's kept this one. He kept it hidden for a while, but here it is. We get to see it finally, and it's awesome, man.
Yeah, I love the scene. Like the scene is kind of everything in this, but like at the end of the day, I'm just I'm a sucker for this costume for Black Widow. Just the simple like black bodysuit. It's got the spider right here. She had short hair, like the collar. That's probably when I first, as a kid, like took notice of Black Widow as a character.
Mhm.
So that's probably why it stuck with me. But Burn on Daredevil, like that's something special. And then on top of it, you've got, Daredevil's really laid up. He's, in the background there with his arm in a sling, and Black Widow's kicking ass here in the foreground. So there's just a lot to love about this. And, Duke has such an amazing eye, and he's amassing such a crazy collection. I mean, this is just a banger for so many reasons.
Yeah, no, I agree. I interviewed Duke a long time ago, and I even asked him back on. I'm like, whenever you're ready, you should come back on, because honestly, your things have changed. I mean, your tastes seem to have changed and evolved a lot, and in almost 4 years. And I think it'd be cool to talk to him about that aspect of his collecting.
Mhm.
What shifted in his the way with the pieces he desires for his collection. Because yeah, you're right. He's just always getting like a banger after one after another all the time.
Big pieces. Yeah, no, I agree. And like, I would be curious to know, like, to be honest, I didn't really know he had an affection for John Byrne. Like that never really came across. So yeah, I'd be curious to hear his thoughts on this too.
Yeah. No. Wait, so I can bring Duke on my show. You should. Yeah, it's been well. I think he's done a collector conversation or two.
Yeah, he was on. I think the first time I was on.
Yep, that's true.
What a
So
nice
you should,
guy.
yeah, do it, Larry. Please do. And that would be a good question for him, because even maybe he doesn't feel like a whole show could be devoted to that. But I'd love to get his opinion on why his interests really changed like 3 years ago, and his focus has been on covers like this, just things that we would never have associated with him before. So
Yeah. Yeah, and he's I mean, as far as like being a good citizen of CAF, I mean, good Lord, he leaves funny, thoughtful comments. I mean, he's, leaves a lot of likes. He's always got something interesting to post or to say. He's he's a very knowledgeable guy. Like, yeah.
nope, I am with you there. Let's see here. So you did well. I'll show off my 10 picks here. Starting off with one of your pieces because I had to.
Come on.
You did it to me last week, so I get to do it to you this time.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I got to see this one for a while. It's huge, and it's beautiful. I mean, DeMeo just knocked this thing out of the park. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, even in person, I mean, I had to really look at it because his style is so slick that it still doesn't look hand drawn.
Yeah.
It looks like it was printed on the page. It's just unbelievable. I've never seen anyone who has that kind of approach to stuff. And so the thing is, the composition on this thing is great. The just the gun right in your face. I mean, the size. He's just done a lot with perspective here, even on the figure. I mean, it's just straight up gorgeous. I mean, and clearly he enjoyed working on this.
Yeah. I think so. I definitely got that impression from him. I got that impression from Matt DiTullio that he was excited to work on. He's DC exclusive, so one of the reasons I picked a Marvel character, I was like, well, maybe he'll kind of cut loose if I request a Marvel character, like somebody he's never worked on before, and I think that paid off. The thing, I mean, you touched on this, but like I think the thing that I like the most about him, and this piece falls into that, but he makes such interesting like decisions about how he stages things in these pieces. And like when when you had them on the show and like they were taking the pre-OAX commissions, when they said cover quality, I was like, okay, cool, it'll have a background and whatever. But like the fact of the matter is he worked type into this as though it could be a cover. Like this doesn't need trade dress, right? It says Winter Soldier on the shell casings and all that kind of stuff. But the way, the camera angle, what's in, what's out, like those kinds of things are all really like cover level decisions, right? And we've seen other pieces from him. I featured a Daredevil piece from him that was a commission like quite a while ago, but he loves to play with perspective. He loves to play with camera angles, all that kind of stuff. And I think if you take out the fact that he's producing what looks like digital art in a traditional method, which is amazing on its own, he's just a terrific illustrator and a great designer.
Yeah, he really is. And he had a good time at OAX too. I'm sure you got to talk to him a little bit.
Yep.
Did I send you the photos we had with you and he?
You did? Yeah, a couple people did actually. So that was nice. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because
Thank you.
I've been trying to send them out. I sent like Jason Ladwig a photograph last week,
Mhm.
and it's like every time. And I sent Josh and Sherry a couple pictures the other day because we did have a lot of photographs that were taken, and
Yeah.
every time I'm trying to set them aside and get them out to people.
Kazra put me on Instagram and put me in the CAF email a week ago, and I took no shortage of heat from that. For my brothers were emailing me and texting me. Wenger was texting me. So yeah, thanks.
Good. Let's see. Now I forget who. Oh, it's this Aranga's piece, right? Yeah, Aranga's got this one. So Paulo Rivera, Ghost Rider.
Love this.
God, I mean, everybody knows I love Paulo's stuff, but this period of when he was working in and I'm sure this was very laborious, but all of this stuff was just fantastic. But his stuff on Ghost Rider, I always thought was some of his most beautiful. And you get Ghost Rider in Vegas. I can only imagine how much fun Paulo had, doing these. I mean, look at this piece. I don't know how Aranga does it, how he finds these great pieces. But
he's got a great eye for sure. And then, he just I think there's an element of luck in that too, because he's, I feel like I'm pretty good at finding new artists. He's showing me new artists all the time. And I'm like, where did this guy come from? Where did you find that guy? He didn't have that need here. Like, we all know Paulo is amazing, but the eye, obviously, he spotted this. He recognized all the stuff that we all love about it. And then he picked this up, he pulled the trigger.
Yeah, this is great.
I think the more I look at this, the more what strikes me is that the way he put the panels together, the top and the bottom panel in particular, they feel like those old movie lobby art images. Do you know what I mean? Where it's almost like a postcard format.
Jason said he bought it at OAX.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yep.
Well, just another reason. Hey guys, I'm shopping next year. I'm just letting you know right now. Because I've been there. I've been at Mark's booth numerous times. I don't feel like I've ever seen this piece before.
He had a ton of Rivera art.
Don't make me. You're gonna make me cry now at this.
Sorry.
I had no idea because he never. There. No. Well.
Winger even bought a couple pages. Bit the bullet.
Dang.
Got one with Spidey and the Punisher.
Mark didn't make it sound like he had a good show. Yeah, that guy. He's you can't read him. If he acts, I'm gonna have a talk with Mark.
He's downplaying it.
Yeah,
he's gonna want a deal on his tables next year.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, pay for some more of my artists to get out here. Let's see here. So, anyways, yeah. Well, this is a great pickup. Aranga did well, and I'd love to see what Wenger got too. Has he posted it to CAF already?
No, he hasn't done any scanning or anything. He's a piece of crap.
Man, tell him to get off his rear end. What is he?
I'll do that. He's supposed to stitch a couple images for me too, and he hasn't done that either.
What a guy.
Oh.
And this is
good pick.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his last name though. Anand
Radhakrishnan.
Radhakrishnan. No, okay, I could. The thing, I kept coming back to this one. It's like, the thing is, I love it because it has just this patchwork quality in the use of colors in it, and that's what kept drawing me back to it. Was the choice of the palette in here, and the fact that it's just so darn colorful, even though all the colors are kind of sedate and muted. I just think it's an amazing piece. It's got to look pretty dang impressive in person.
I'm sure it does. Yeah, it reminds me of sci-fi paperback artwork cover.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no, I mean see, the more I look at it, it's so cool. I can imagine that this is a piece that Mikhail would go back to numerous times and just be like, damn, this thing is good,
Mhm.
because I kept doing the same thing. I kept trying to find a reason not to include it because I'm like, well, the palette it's weird, I mean, it just doesn't. There's something about it that just doesn't feel like it works. But when you look at it in its entirety, it's perfect. So,
I
uh,
love the weather effects on this. I mean,
mhm.
wow.
No, this is great. So too bad Mikhail. I saw he had to leave for dinner, but now we got to see his piece. So congrats on this one, Mikhail. You did very well.
And FYI, everyone, Mikhail will be your guest picker next week.
That is true.
So, yes, I will be otherwise engaged, and you guys can get a break from me and pick on Mikhail.
All right, now you're going to be mad at me for these next two picks. I'm just putting it out there right now, but they're not the same artist, right? But they are the same title.
Okay.
So you're gonna, so first up, I got a Predator versus Wolverine variant in Joshua McCoy's cap. Corey Smith is the artist on this one.
Little Craven's Last Hunt tribute.
Absolutely, and it's just so well executed. I mean, I love the textures on both characters. I mean, I feel like Wolverine's clearly got I don't know, just there's the way he's handled Predator, and I don't know. I'm just looking at it again. I love this piece. I just think it's so well done, and
I think Corey Smith is so good at volumes. So like how Wolverine looks thick, right? He looks heavy, and the Predator looks massive, and you get that sense of like weight as he's coming down. I think Corey Smith is so amazing at that. And like you kind of like the backgrounds, like there's fun noodling and like some, light and shade going on in the backgrounds, but like those two figures, like they just have mass.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's so well done. And I can't say I'm going to look more at Corey's work because I feel like I'm not as familiar as I should be with his stuff. But yeah,
I think he kind of, I don't know. I think he like came into his own maybe a little more recently. Like I remember kind of when he started working and being like, oh, okay. He's like he kind of struck me as like I don't know, Stegman-ish or kind of, Corey Walker-ish, but I like him a lot more now. I think he's really coming to his own.
I don't know what Jason says. I've seen this Wolverine pose before, but my brain may break trying to recall where. Don't do that.
Many, how many poses can Wolverine be in? He's like, I got my claws out.
That's right. That is very true. But speaking of posed Wolverines here, so Josh Cassara on this one, Brian Lake's calf gallery, so totally different. But another variant cover.
That's fun.
First I thought, did Chris Carrick get a Predator wall piece? And but I did. This one just made me smile, and so I was like, I'm going to include it because he's got some severed hands in there too, his claws out and stuff. I just think this is pretty awesome. I mean, if anybody's going to have a wall like this, it's going to be the Predator.
It would be the Predator, yeah.
Yeah, and I, the one like some of the videos I got to see, people looking through Josh's portfolio, which of course I didn't get to see any of it. So it's like, shoot, man, there was so much good art on the floor.
For sure.
I'm so disappointed in the way things went that I didn't get to see it, but it was so cool looking at the videos. Josh had great stuff. Ken Lashley had great stuff. Looking at the All Reds, I mean, I don't know if I would have picked up a page, but I would have loved to have seen some of those Ecstatics pages because over on Got Superpowers, they only have 5 or 6, right? But there was like 2 portfolios of Ecstatics artwork over there. I mean, shoot.
And two more of Madman, and I was, if I'm being honest, that's my biggest regret at the show is that I didn't spend more time looking. Right. Like I spent so much time talking to people and meeting people and things like that, which is great. Don't get me wrong. And also, like, I would have spent way more money than the way too much money I already spent if I did shop. But I regret not seeing so much stuff. Finally, on Sunday, I was like, cut the shit, go to the Donnellys, and at least see all this like historically cool stuff that they have. I did that. I accomplished that, but I missed so much.
Well, that's good. Yeah. I mean, I was even mad that had I thought about it, I would have bought one of those lunch boxes that the All Reds had, right? The Madman lunch boxes, the metal ones. And I had those damn boxes sitting right next to my bar for 2 weeks. I could have cracked one open and just taken it. But I saw I saw the video with the stack of them behind him, and I'm like, damn it. I didn't even think to walk over there and ask him. I mean, so yeah.
I have a metal Madman lunchbox, Bill. I can send you one.
Did you get one at the show?
I have a really old one, a graffiti one from way back in the day. I'll throw a couple beers in there and ship that to you. It's just collecting dust next to my Hellboy lunchboxes and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And yeah, I went through a lunchbox phase.
Well, hey, it'll be on the back wall. You'll get to look at it every show. Yeah. Josh Middleton says talk is cheap. Look at art.
I should have, Josh. I should have looked at more art.
Well, it was a very social show, that's for sure. Then we got Benedict Judas Hell again. This time a Chris Meeks garbage pail, unsavory Avery piece. I don't know. The thing is, I have to do a lot of importing of eBay auctions, and I actually import the card art a lot. And there's always Garbage Pail Kids art in there, and it always makes me laugh because it kind of takes me back to my youth, and so I just felt like if at some point I need to put a piece of Garbage Pail art in here.
This is a fun one. So much color, so much, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's got bricks. It's got
eggs.
It's got an egg joke in here.
Yeah.
So no, I was like, all right, this is the one I'm going to go with because
I like it.
And it's a current one, so it's card art too, right? Let's see. Yeah, published, but it's a little funky. It didn't print as well as the original looks, but yeah, no, I just thought it was good. So there you go. And I made it the show graphic for crying out loud because it will never happen again. Oh man! So all right, so congrats, Benedict Judas Hell, on another fine piece. Mickey, we get Mickey in here every so often because he's always dropping beautiful pieces. So we have a Dick Dillon, Frank McLaughlin piece. This thing it's just an amazing piece of art. I mean,
another awesome Wonder Woman image.
I know that's why I said there. I mean, not only in those heritage auctions, but there was a couple. I think Mickey had maybe in another Wonder Woman page too. But either way, great. You get the jet in the background. I just thought this was a great page.
It is. That Supergirl costume is a real moment in time too.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, Mickey is just going to continue to just keep opening up the vault, and slowly over time, just keeps dropping piece after piece. I wonder how many pieces of art he added to his calf gallery in 2023.
A lot. I got to meet Mickey at OAX. That was a highlight for me. I said something to Khalil. We were at the auction, and I said, I really wanted to meet Mickey Anamanthadu, and I heard he's here. And I was like, do you know what he looks like? And he's like, yeah, I just saw him. He's like, and Khalil proceeds to run all around the room trying to find Mickey for me. Finds him. And he's like, he's right there. He's right there. So I go over.
He's the nicest guy, isn't he?
So nice. But you know what? He had fallen asleep.
What?
At the auction, and I was like, do I wake him up? I'm like, I'm not gonna see him again. So I tapped him on the leg, and he was like, huh? And not the most auspicious circumstances to introduce myself. But he couldn't have been nicer.
Oh, that is funny. Well, see, he added 371 pieces, so literally a piece a day.
More than a piece a day.
Man does. Yeah, that's what he does. He just goes into his portfolios and just adds one piece a day to calf. Yeah, that's amazing. But thank you, Mickey. I mean, Mickey was the first person I interviewed, and posted it as a recorded interview back on the channel before the pandemic. I don't know how I picked Mickey, but he and I were chatting one day. I'm like, why don't we do an interview? And the rest was history. So there you have it.
Oh. And long live the Legion, Mickey.
Yes, exactly. Mickey should be tuning in on Saturday when I've got the show with Jeff. So Stelfreeze, Stelfreeze is always awesome. I mean, I picked this for the colors. It's so damn hot. The purple highlights, the turquoise, this freaking. I mean, I can't even call that yellow. It's almost like a
chartreuse.
I mean, it's just And then he goes to just the muted tones on Elektra's flesh. It's like it's just a it just like shouldn't work right. But man, it's hot as hell. I love
I
this.
always think that about his pieces. I'm like, how does this work?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when he like makes those really deliberate and like radical color shifts. Like he loves to go from like one palette on one end of a piece to a completely different palette on the other end of a piece,
Yeah.
and it always works. Defies
Yeah.
logic.
It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But fantastic piece. And I didn't even see Anthony T. Okay, Anthony T got this one. Picked up at OX 2024. Cool. I honestly I didn't even know that. That's awesome. Well, sweet. I think Stelfreeze had a good show.
He turned out a lot of art.
He did, and
He did. He was busy.
Yeah, he had the most pre-cons that came through for Essential too. He had like 5 or 6, so he was very busy. I actually gave him a pre-con, and he didn't get to my pre-con, but I know he got to people's stuff on the floor, which was important, more important than mine.
Cool.
But I'll remind him of that the next time I want to try to get on his list.
Yeah.
Simone Bianchi. This is a great, classic page. You get Wolverine and Sabretooth and Storm and Black Panther. I mean, what?
Yeah, wow.
What more could you want? This would be right. This would be a page I'd love to own. I didn't even see who's this. Valerio. Oh, Vale. Okay. Yeah. This is it's fantastic. Look at that. Snicked.
There's not a lot of this stuff out there either, like the ink wash stuff or the the non-painted and interiors too. I mean, that's a rare bird.
Definitely. I mean, I love that one. So, well, congrats to Vale on that one. And then this one was a piece by Nick Dragata, East of West, and I'm pretty sure this was a commission, right? Yeah, this was a commission.
That's so cool.
And I think I'm pretty sure I saw Felix post this up on Facebook and everything too. But it's just a great image. Nick's style is kind of has grown on me a lot, and at first I just thought it was just a little too weird for me. But the more I've seen it over the last couple of years, I dig it. He's got an interesting approach to anatomy, and I mean, the composition of this piece is just it's wonderful. I mean, we talk about like Dave Johnson's ability to lay out a cover. I mean, Nick's incredibly talented too.
Yeah, this almost has a movie poster feel to it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So yeah, there you go. And Kyle Blackwell. Okay, cool. All right, Kyle. Well, congrats.
That's a nice one.
Yep, indeed. So there you go. We got it, man. We did it
under
early. 3 hours. Yeah. Well, I'm going to hold you to that Madman lunchbox now.
I have zero issues sending that thing to you. It's gathering dust in my mechanical room right now. I don't have any use for it other than to gawk at it.
Well, that's what those things are for.
Yeah,
definitely.
And it'll protect a few beers in there.
It will. Yeah. I haven't drank all the ones you sent me the last time. I still got.
Get on it, Bill.
I'll have one tonight. How's that? Right after the show.
All right.
And maybe I'll even pop one open for the 2 millionth artwork whenever that gets added to cap.
There you go.
10 days or so. But thanks, Chris. And so, Mikhail will be sitting in for you next week.
He will be. So, he will acquit himself with honor. I'm sure of it.
I'm sure he will. And we're going to have to figure out how to make sure that he's in that amateur match that I put him on. I thought it was a done deal. Mikhail's acting like he's not battling Wolvie fan. We're going to have to straighten this thing out.
He's just playing coy, I'm sure.
I think he must be.
Although it is Wolvie fan, maybe he's also a little afraid.
I wouldn't want to have to do an AD match, against him. But I was, because Wolvie fan's been wanting to do it. I kind of thought we'd throw Tertulio at him, because Tertulio kind of has a unabashed, and I meet him at the same energy level.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how Mikhail got picked. He did. So
good luck, ML.
All right, man. Well, listen, enjoy your time off. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night, Chris. All right. So we did it. We made it through another show. Johnny Makes Comics. Yeah, we did have a great show. Thank you very much. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us as always. I think you definitely can expect to see some announcements coming up in the next few weeks related to OAX 2025. We're going to have some dates set with regards to when the hotel block is going to be open. We'll have the links for that. When tickets, we plan to start those on sale. We're still kind of working our way through the timing of that, but I think within a couple of weeks we'll be able to have dates for everybody for those things. And yeah, just lots of stuff happening. I mean, I like I said, I got a brand new build of the app today that I haven't had a chance to go through. It was mostly like little tweaks and bug fixes and things that I saw in the admin that I didn't like or I wanted to work a little differently. So yeah, so many really, really good things going on. And don't forget, let me show up one last time. If you're in the Chicago area, make sure you hit up Kazra if you're free next Friday evening at 7 o'clock. Dinner, comic art, hanging out at Club Lago with Kazra and mini collectors. So email him at kazra@oa-expo.com, and he'll make sure there's a table and a chair for you to hang out with everybody else at it. So with that out of the way, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their night. Remember, I will be back Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. with Jeffrey Moy, and we'll be talking about Jeff's career in comics. 30-year veteran, apparently, of Legion of Superheroes, and we'll be selling some art and having a good time. And I'm sure we'll be talking about and mentioning that he has a Whatnot stream out there too that he usually does on Fridays, I think. But yeah, lots of stuff to talk to Jeff about. So have a wonderful night, and I'll see many of you again